And Carolina had cut the deficit to 7. But Hauser gets the bucket to make it a 10-point game again, 25-15, and then the Heels turn it over. Anthony Harris trying to bounce it to Baycott on the right baseline, and the pass just errant and out of bounds. So Virginia's now 6 of 12 from 3. Carolina is 0 of 8. That's the big difference right now in the ball game. Virginia came in as the best three-point shooting team in the conference and top 10 in the nation at 39.5%, and they've shot even better than that so far. The Tar Heels still empty outside the arc. That's, of course, after going 10 of 15 in Durham. Runner missed by Kihei Clark, rebound to Sharp. Heels down 10, trying to creep back in this before halftime. Sharp, like a train, going down the right side of the lane, kicks it corner left to Anthony Harris. Down low to Baycott, double team there. Dribbles out of it, picks up that dribble, needs some help. Hands off to Playtech, out to Davis to reset with 10 on the shot clock. Davis goes to the center jump circle, drives left, pulls up. His little push shot won't go. Rebound loose on the floor. And a foul called on Carolina. It's going to be called on Baycott. That's his second. 5th on the Tar Heels, as Virginia's been whistled for 7 thus far. Murphy and Shedrick have 2 for the Cavaliers. Baycott now with 2 for the Tar Heels. So Carolina's been down as many as 17. They whittled it down to 7, but Virginia hit a 3, 1 of 6 in the half, to push it back to 10 as we go to a timeout. 3:17 to play first half. Cavaliers 25, Tar Heels 15 from Learfield, IMG College.
Owning an LS tractor is about a lot of things.
For me, it's about lift capacity.
It's about the hydraulics.
Owning an LS, it's about how well it's made.
Steel, baby. More features.
Standard features.
It's about the land.
Making it better.
Having something to pass down.
It's about owning the best.
Find your local LS dealer at lstractorusa.com and see what it's about for you.
Heels, the Tar Heels Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherfordton.
WCAB, 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 WCAB.
Tar Heels have stabilized things in Charlottesville, but still down 10, 25-15. With 3:17 to go in the first half. Tar Heels did go on an 11-1 run, which cut a 17-point deficit down to 7. Then Sam Hauser hit a 3 for Virginia to push it back to 10, and Tar Heels get a foul call on a rebound attempt on the last possession. So Virginia will have the basketball up 10. Again, 3:17 to go first half. Carolina basketball on the Tar Heel Sports Network, brought to you in part by Ford, built for victory and built for the Carolinas. Contact your Carolina Ford dealer today. Carolina Ford dealer, proud sponsor of Carolina Athletics. Eric, as we said, Heels have stabilized a little bit here, but still a long way to go.
Yeah, and one thing that they're seeing defensively out of Virginia is that they're doubling the post big to big. You don't often see that. What's happening, the reason why there's so many interior passes is because of that Hauser or Huff are the ones coming over to double team the opposite post. And so for just a moment, for just a flash, the other post is open if they can see them. But I talked about earlier, those guys are coming with arms and hands up, and it's hard to see through the traffic.
We'll set the lineup for you in just a second as Kihei Clark is stripped driving in, and the Tar Heels out of there with it. Anthony Harris running the break. He'll stop and wait for things to settle down. Passes top of the key to Garrison Brooks. Chest pass to R.J. Davis. Had a momentary look at three that he didn't take. He'll instead back up and set it up for the Heels. Now R.J. will shoot and misses the push shot at the free throw line, but the rebound goes right back to him, and he kind of knocked it back up and in from the ACC logo.
He never even came down. He just caught the offensive rebound in the air and popped it right back up. Nobody was near him. It was an odd play to watch, but good awareness.
25-17, Heels back within 8 as Huff, pump fake for three, gets Walker Kessler flying at him, and Kessler picks up the foul after Huff was driving. Foul on Kessler, his first, 6th on the Heels, so no free throws yet for Virginia. As it's 25-17, Cavaliers, again, they led by as many as 17 points in this half. Heels have it down to 8 with 2:09 to go. Carolina, 5 on the floor. Eric Davis, Playtech, Harris, Brooks, and Kessler.
It's hard to stay down on those shooters, but you got to do it because you much rather have Huff as a driver than have a guy that's you're gonna pick up a foul against on the drive.
Virginia had some trouble getting it in, eventually did. A switch has Kessler guarding Kihei Clark. Boy, the big fella did a good job keeping Clark out of the lane. Has to go to Walden Tensai for a fall-away three from the corner, no good. Good defense there by Carolina. Kessler started it by staying in front of Clark. So the Heels have the ball, down 8. They can be as close as they have been in a while as Harris misses the driving shot. And the rebound tipped over the backboard by Virginia. And so Carolina will have the basketball. Actually, in fact, there may have been a foul called on the play. Walden Tensai called for the foul, so Harris is going to have a couple of shots. Foul on Walden Tensai, his first. That's the 8th on the Cavaliers. This will be 2 shots for Anthony Harris, and the first one pops out.
Well, Carolina can make up some ground. I mean, they picked up those early fouls on Virginia. They're now in a position to capitalize on that at the foul line, despite there only being a minute and a half left. But just 1 of 4 from the line. Again, starting off this game really poorly from the foul line, Jones.
Second one from Harris is good, so he goes 1 of 2. And that makes it 25-18. Tar Heels back within 7 with 1:35 to go in the first half. Harris is now 2 of 4 at the free throw line on the season. Double team coming. Kihei Clark able to pass out of it, but then a foul called on Harris as Jay Huff was receiving the pass from Clark. Harris was going for the steal and picked up the foul, his first. Team foul 7, so that means Huff will go to the line for a 1-and-1. And Huff's really improved at the line. He was just 54% last year. He's 82% this year, 23 of 28. This is a 1-and-1. And the first one pops out. Well, there was a lane violation. I was about to say, because when the rebound was brought in, nobody was going anywhere, and I thought there was no way Huff had been shooting. So it is a lane violation on Carolina. So unfortunately, as Roy Williams just shakes his head in disgust, Huff's going to get another chance at the first of the 1-and-1, which he makes. And Eric, that may seem like something small, but that's free point that you just gave up and perhaps a second.
Well, that's Huff's ninth point of the day. And, you give a guy who's 81% a second chance at a free throw, and he misses the second one. So, it's 1 of 2 from the line, but Huff has shown himself to be a mighty offensive weapon thus far.
26-18. Carolina down 8. But again, this was a 17-point game at one point in this half. See if Carolina can whittle this down with a little more than a minute to go in the first half. Harris a little out of control on the right baseline, kicks it out to Sharp. He misses the 17-foot jumper. And then a foul, I believe, again on Harris on the rebound as he was trying to tip out the missed shot. And that's going to result in free throws for the Cavaliers. 26-18 the score, Virginia on top. Tar Heels still without a 3, 0 of 8 from three-point range. 8 of 29 in total. Just 28% at the strike. Free throw is good by Beekman. That's the 1-and-1, got the roll, so he'll get another. The foul was on Harris, by the way, his second.
Beekman's playing a lot of minutes, playing almost 30 minutes a game for Virginia. And talked about him being the Gatorade Player of the Year out of Louisiana. Misses the second free throw.
So it's 27-18, 9-point game. Tar Heels, boy, if they could get it maybe to 6 here before the half. Entry pass to Sharp tipped, but Dayron able to get it. Saves it back out to R.J. Davis. To Leaky Black. Dumps it in the post to Sharp. Double team on the way. Sharp crosses the court with a pass to Davis. Couldn't cleanly field it. Is able to recover. Drive in, missed it. Sharp, though, with the offensive rebound. No, his putback won't go, and the long rebound goes out to Virginia. Sharp, man, oh man, he's had a couple of right there at the lip of the cup in this half, and just unable to get him to go. He's 2 of 5 from the floor. Carolina shooting 8 of 31 as a team. 4-second difference, shot clock, game clock. Feels like a big defensive possession here for Carolina. Can they get a stop and go in down single digits? Hauser misses the 3, rebound to Black. Heels have plenty of time, 7 seconds as Leakey comes front court. Between the leg dribbles, going to pull up for a tough 3. Came up way short. And the rebound saved on the baseline by Walden Tensai as the first half horn goes off. So Tar Heels had some time, but end up taking a 3 that didn't even draw iron. So Carolina, the first 10 minutes, put the Heels in a mighty deficit. They were down 17. Carolina able to work it back to a 9-point deficit at the break. Virginia makes just one of its last 12 shots. And yet, Carolina 8 of 32 from the field, 0 of 9 from 3. Not a big surprise. The Heels are down 9 at the break. Just 18 points in the half for the Tar Heels, the fewest they have had all season. The previous low was 21 against Clemson in the first half. Carolina down 9 at the break from Learfield, IMG College.
North Carolina's 26 electric cooperatives recognize the best classroom projects and the teachers who create them through the Bright Ideas Education Grant Program. These grants provide funding for creative projects in grades K through 12. Congratulations to Bright Ideas Grant winner Dina M. Gunnels of Laurel Hill Elementary in Laurel Hill. Her project, Playfully Constructing Knowledge, is sponsored by PD Electric of Wadesboro. If you're a teacher with a bright idea, visit ncbrightideas.com.
Catches it, the spin move, drop step to the baseline. Two-handed jam. Steps back for 3. Nailed it from way downtown. Drives the lane, kaboom, count it, and gets the foul. Are you kidding me?
Keep the excitement of game day going in a Nissan with game-changing tech that makes every drive as exciting as a game-winning buzzer beater. Get to Nissan, proud partner of Carolina Athletics.
Continues after this.
Justice, Rosenbluth, LT, Jordan, Hansbrough, Geo. This is Jones Angel, voice of the Tar Heels. Certain names in Tar Heel athletics resonate across generations, bringing to mind an unmatched commitment to excellence. When someone mentions Smith's Drugs of Forest City, I think of a similar commitment to excellence. Since 1939, Smith's Drugs has served Rutherford County with the highest quality customer service and care. The friendly staff at Smith's Drugs not only provides you with prompt service, they give you the individual attention needed to understand your medication and how it works. This same level of care is exhibited by the staff in the Smith's Drugs Home Medical Equipment Department. And don't forget about the old-fashioned soda fountain, where you'll be served up the best pimento cheese sandwich in North Carolina. Call on Smith's Drugs of Forest City at 828-245-4591, located at 139 East Main Street in downtown Forest City, where they've been putting the customer first since 1939.
Tough first half for Carolina in Charlottesville. The Tar Heels trailed by 17 at one point. That matched the biggest deficit of the season, which also came at North Carolina State. And now trail at the half 27-18. It's the fewest points the Tar Heels have scored in a half this year. The previous low was 21 against Clemson. So still 20 minutes left to play here, and Carolina down 9 at the break, 27-18, as we welcome you into the Wells Fargo halftime show. We've got your ultimate halftime highlights, first half stats, but right now look at the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard. Helping you is what they do best. 3 other finals to report in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Wake Forest and Florida State needed overtime to settle their matchup earlier today. The Noles get the winning verdict over the Deacs, 92-85. That's, again, a final in overtime. Syracuse and Boston College, they settle their business at regulation. It's the Orange winning 75-67. And in Raleigh earlier, Duke beats North Carolina State 69-53. Currently in the top 25, Creighton all over number 5 Villanova, 81-60 with just over 3 minutes left to play. 25th ranked Rutgers leading Northwestern 58-49 with inside 2 minutes to go in that matchup. Top ranked Gonzaga 41, San Francisco 18, just over 4 minutes to play before intermission. And your other finals. 4th ranked Ohio State beats Indiana 78-59. Arkansas, number 10 Missouri duel into OT. The Hogs beat the Tigers 86-81. Alabama had a day in Tuscaloosa, 18 of 30 from three-point land, 64% shooting from the floor. The Tide hangs 115 on Georgia in the 115-82 win over the Dogs. Another overtime thriller. As a matter of fact, this one took 2 OTs. Number 12 Oklahoma nips 14th ranked West Virginia in Morgantown, 91-90. 13th ranked Texas gets the better of TCU, 70-55. Number 15, Iowa blasts Michigan State, 88-58 in East Lansing. 16th ranked Tennessee falls on the road at LSU, 78-65. Tigers beat the Vols. Loyola Chicago, ranked number 22 in this week's poll, knock off Drake, 81-54. Number 23, Oklahoma State, a home win for the Cowboys, defeating Kansas State 67-60. The only other game that has yet to tip off in the top 25. Out west tonight, in just over an hour, number 20 USC travels to Washington State. Our score at the half has Virginia up by 9 on Carolina, 27-18. Those ultimate halftime highlights coming your way after this from Learfield IMG College.
Justice, Rosenbluth, LT, Jordan, Hansbrough, Geo. This is Jones Angell, voice of the Tar Heels. Certain names in Tar Heel athletics resonate across generations, bringing to mind an unmatched commitment to excellence. When someone mentions Smith's Drugs of Forest City, I think of a similar commitment to excellence. Since 1939, Smith's Drugs has served Rutherford County with the highest quality customer service and care. The friendly staff at Smith's Drugs not only provides you with prompt service, they give you the individual attention needed to understand your medication and how it works. This same level of care is exhibited by the staff in the Smith's Drugs Home Medical Equipment Department. And don't forget about the old-fashioned soda fountain, where you'll be served up the best pimento cheese sandwich in North Carolina. Call on Smith's Drugs of Forest City at 828-245-4591, located at 139 East Main Street in downtown Forest City, where they've been putting the customer first since 1939.
It's bow time.
So it's game time and you got a bunch of rabid fans.
Dad, we're hungry.
You head out to fire up burgers and dogs and go from grill master to MVP. Then you realize you're out of GAS. Yup, out of gas on game day. What do? Drop a big bow box on it. Game on. Feed a family of 4 with 8 pieces of chicken, biscuits, fixins, and tea.
It's bow time.
Window World, America's largest exterior remodeler and proud partner of UNC, provides exceptional quality windows, siding, doors, and more. They're headquartered right here in North Carolina and have enhanced over 100,000 homes across 30 counties for over 20 years. Improving your largest investment with energy efficiency products and creating amazing curb appeal is what they do best. From Raleigh-Durham to Rocky Mount, down to Fayetteville and beyond. Call, click, or visit Window World, a proud partner of Carolina Athletics, today.
The ultimate first half highlights are brought to you by your local Carolina BMW dealers, providing legendary performance, exceptional offers, and a premium ownership experience. At BMW, we only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine.
Virginia 27, Carolina 18. That's our score at the half as we welcome you back to the Wells Fargo halftime show. Let's get you those ultimate halftime highlights as the Tar Heels took an early lead on a Caleb Love breakaway dunk.
Ball is loose. Love out hustles Clark to get the loose ball and takes it to the rim for the Hammer.
That would be a quick lead for Carolina, and the Tar Heels' only lead coming at the 17:08 mark in the first half. It took almost 3 minutes to get anybody on the scoreboard, and again, through 20 minutes, it's still 27-18 Virginia. Cavaliers, again, led by as many as 17, but Kerwin Walton field goal here, keeping the Tar Heels close by.
Tar Heels do have 5 offensive rebounds as Clark turns it over. Walton out of there with a steal. He'll try to go coast to coast and finger rolls it off the glass and in.
22-11 after the Walton field goal. The Tar Heels would slice into the deficit a little more later on. R.J. Davis collecting some garbage and sticking it back in.
Now R.J. will shoot and misses the push shot at the free throw line, but the rebound goes right back to him, and he kind of knocked it back up and in from the ACC logo.
He never even came down. He just caught the offensive rebound in the air.
It was an 8-point advantage for Virginia after the R.J. Davis field goal, 25-17, and our score currently at the break, 27-18, Virginia. Neither team scored from the floor in the last 2.5 minutes. Virginia, one of its last 12 shooting. Carolina, one of its last 7. Stats are ugly. Prepare yourself. We'll introduce you to more numbers after this. Who's by 9 at the break from Learfield, IMG College.
Finally, B-Dubs has new lemon pepper sauce. What took so long? Well, crafting the perfect buttery, tangy lemon pepper sauce isn't something you can just do overnight. It's like raising a child. If you want them to be successful, you've got to give them lots of love, patience, and plenty of lemon and pepper. Lemon Pepper, one of 4 new sauces at Buffalo Wild Wings. Available for dine-in, takeout, and delivery. Delivery subject to availability. Fees may apply.
Today tastes like movie night.
Okay, whose turn is it to choose?
And everyone's favorite hit, pizza and Coke. Today tastes like front row seats for all. Like cushions and popcorn. And counting the seconds.
Pizza's here.
Today tastes like a slice of the action.
Hey, hit the light.
Like we belong here and now. And it never tasted this good. Coca-Cola. Together tastes better.
Tar Heels, the Tar Heels Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
I'm at this cave to show how Multiply the Cash can multiply your winnings. Up to 100 times. Whoa, just imagine winning all of that cash. So you can have more of what you love. Sweet. Multiply the Cash from the North Carolina Education Lottery is everything you love multiplied. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.03 to 4.84. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
There are so many insurance agencies here and there, but to find a dependable agency that you can trust, that would be Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency. They are your full-service agency offering auto, business, homeowners, health, and life. Maxwell B. Hamrick is an independent insurance agent. Call them today at 286-2384. They care about their customers, and it shows. Fully equipped staff are ready to help you and answer any questions you have about insurance policies. They're located at 119 Huntley Street in Spindale. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency, serving one satisfied customer at a time.
27, Carolina 18. Dave Nathan back at the Wells Fargo halftime show. We'll get you those first half stats after we pause 10 seconds quickly for a station ID. 10 seconds down the lines on the Tar Heels Sports Network.
You're listening to the Tar Heels on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherford. It's just after 7 o'clock, cloudy skies, and 39 degrees.
First half stats brought to you by UPS. Carolina shoots just 8 of 32. That's 25%. The Who's not much better, 37.5% on 9 of 24. Virginia shot 6 of 12 from three-point land and 3 of 12 from two-point range. So go figure as the Cavs lead the Tar Heels by 9, 27-18. Baycott and Sharp both with 4 points to lead the way for Carolina. Huff with a game-high 9 right now for Virginia. Both teams with just 4 turnovers. That'll do it for your first half stats. And that concludes the halftime show brought to you by Wells Fargo, official sponsor of Carolina Athletics. We'll send things back over to Jones and Eric for the play-by-play of the game's second half. When we come back after this, it's Virginia 27, Carolina 18 from Learfield, IMG College.
Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. You can't control other motorists, but you can control how you operate your vehicle. Avoid distractions while driving, like texting or checking social media. Brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/GoHeels.
To learn more, visit your local Trusted Choice Independent Agency, Insurance Service Associates in Forest City, or go to insureisa.com.
Hunt Brothers Pizza, the official pizza of Carolina Athletics, joins Tar Heels fans across the nation cheering Go Heels. Whether you're at home watching the game or out on the road, download our Hunt Brothers Pizza app to find a location near you. The Hunt family has been proudly serving our delicious original crust pizza to North Carolina families for over 20 years. With all toppings, no extra charge, and 10 to choose from, there's sure to be a topping combination for everyone to enjoy a Hunt Brothers Pizza.
Ball continues after this.
Nobody gets a better deal than the customers of Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. They continue to strive hard to keep that honor. Come on in and see for yourself. Take a look at the all-new design 2021 F-150 or reserve an all-new 2021 Bronco coming in the spring. Don't miss out on the automobile you've been wanting at the Sisk Family Ford price. Take your pick while the picking is good on Oak Street in Forest City.
You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherfordton.
And points 18. Carolina down 27-18 at the break. Virginia was hot early, and then Cavaliers really struggled offensively themselves down the stretch. In fact, in their last 15 possessions, they had 1 3-pointer and then went to the free throw line a couple of times, and that was it. Tar Heels were able to whittle that deficit from 17 down to 9, got it as low as 7. See if they can get back in this thing in half number 2. Trusted Choice of the game brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents in North Carolina. Want you to stay safe behind the wheel as the ball is in play. Put down your phone while driving. Have a hands-free NC. Go to trustedchoice.com/GoHeels. Find an independent insurance agent near you to learn more. Carolina's got to make some shots. I mean, quite honestly, 8 of 32, 0 of 9. Obviously, it's going to be hard to win. Hauser along 2 is good from the right corner as he makes it 29-18 with the first bucket of the second half. Hauser now with 8. Tar Heels give it to Kerwin Walton in the front court, looking for Baycott in the post. Nothing there, has to go back up to Black. Right side to Love, jumps it to Garrison Brooks. Double team comes, and Brooks is fouled by Hauser. That's his first. Virginia was called for a bunch of fouls early in the half, had 6 pretty early, finished with 8. Tar Heels were called for 8 in the first half as well. 29-18, Virginia gets a 2-pointer on its first possession after leading by 9 at the break. Love, crossover dribble against Clark, goes left wing to Leaky Black. Shot clock at 10 as Love gets a clean look from straight away off the mark. Heels now 0 of 10 from 3-point range. Virginia with the board.
Virginia has just been yo-yoing the defense of Carolina from one side to the other, and that's what's allowed them to find these open shots. Very good ball movement, even better spacing on from Virginia's standpoint. It's been hard to cover the distance.
Beekman passes in the left corner to Murphy, drives baseline, got caught in the air, was able to save it right corner to Hauser. Boy, ends up all the way back on the left to Beekman, who misses a 3. But Huff tips out the offensive rebound to Clark. You heard the shot clock horn go off, so Virginia milks it all the way down and then eventually gets a missed dunk by Huff after the offensive rebound. I was about to tell you that they got a big bucket, but Huff missed. Hauser with the offensive rebound He misses a turnaround in the paint. Finally, Carolina gets possession. So Virginia with a bunch of chances, but couldn't score. Down low to Brooks. His shot altered from behind by Huff. And Virginia with the quick rebound. Looked like Garrison had good position down low on the low left block. Caught it against Hauser, but then Huff came down to block it from behind. Virginia with the ball. Up 11. Tar Heels have yet to score here in the second half. Beekman outside the arc on the left, guarded by Walton. His drive cut off, has to send it back out to Kihei Clark. Misses the little one-handed push shot in the paint as he drove in from the left. Carolina with the rebound. Love the other way, stripped by Clark, but when Clark came up with the loose ball, was standing out of bounds. So Carolina keeps it. 29-18. Carolina shooting just 23.5%. And 0 of 10 from 3, but they get an easy one there as they get it into Brooks for the two-handed dunk. And Eric, the odd thing, as poorly as Carolina has played offensively, they're down 9 with 17 minutes to go. It's a long way to go. So they just got to get some consistency on the offensive side.
Well, had it not been for that big run and a deep shot by Hauser from right in front of the Virginia bench, again misses but gets tapped out by Huff into the hands of Kihei Clark.
So Carolina will have to play some more defense. Hauser, again an open look, and that one's good. You can only give them so many opportunities. That one was for 3. Hauser has all 5 of Virginia's second half points and 11 for the game.
Well, just a number of offensive rebounds they've picked up to start this half.
Love gets clubbed at the rim. No whistle. Virginia the other way is going to get a dunk. Murphy. Love and the Carolina bench really frustrated with the lack of a whistle as he went to the rim. 34-20, and Virginia has jumped out again, outscoring the Heels 7-2. High post Brooks, hands off to Walton, who does not have a bucket. Changes that with a quick 3. Walton, that is actually, his second basket, but his first three-pointer. And Carolina's first three-pointer as well. 34-23. Walton did have a layup in the first half. Hauser again misses this 3. Brooks was late getting to him, but Baycott gets the rebound. Here come the Tar Heels the other way, down 11, 34-23. Love in the front court to Baycott. He's going to drive hard left of the lane and is fouled by Huff going up.
Well, it's a good aggressive drive by Baycott as he was trying to force the issue, make something happen. He did, and he'll be headed to the line.
That'll be after this timeout. Tar Heels down 34-23. Baycott will have his first attempts at the free throw line when action resumes. Carolina did get its first three-pointer, brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, reminding you to practice your 3 W's, wear, wait, and wash, and resolve to keep North Carolina healthy. Heels down 11 early second half from Learfield, IMG College.
To celebrate State Farm's surprisingly great race, we gave this game day jam surprisingly great lyrics.
I want a race that's great. Who is this? Free him tonight. Hey, it's Jake. I want a way to save. Got the coverage on my brand new ride. State Farm race. Yeah, they're great. State Farm, State Farm, State Farm race.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is your home of the 6-time national champions, right here on the Tar Heels Sports Network.
There are so many insurance agencies here and there, but to find a dependable agency that you can trust, that would be Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency. They are your full-service agency offering auto, business, homeowners, health, and life. Maxwell B. Hamrick is an independent insurance agent. Call them today at 286-2384. They care about their customers, and it shows. Fully equipped staff are ready to help you and answer any questions you have about insurance policies. They're located at 119 Huntley Street in Spindale. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency, serving one satisfied customer at a time.
At McCurry Deck Motors, you can browse a selection of vehicles that includes all of the top models in Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC lineups. The McCurry Deck Motors lineup of vehicles checks all the boxes, ensuring that they will have the perfect vehicle for any car shopper that visits their lot. Come visit and see what's in store for you and your family with the McCurry Deck quality reputation of fair deals and customer service. Try the Chevy. Find new roads with Chevy. At McCurry Deck Motors, we're the home of Chevy, Buick, and GMC. 1740 U.S. Highway 74A, Forest City.
Carolina down 11. It was a 9-point game at half in Charlottesville against Virginia. 34-23, the current score. Baycott will be at the line for 2 shots to try to cut into it for Carolina. Do you know that Geico is offering an extra 15% credit on car, motorcycle, and RV policies? That's on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? Visit geico.com to learn more. Eric, Tar Heels got to keep Virginia off the offensive glass. Virginia has 3 offensive rebounds this half. And when you're trying to come back against a team that's tough to score against, when you force a missed shot, you need to get that rebound.
Well, it's something that oftentimes you see teams bailing to try and protect against Carolina's fast break. But tonight, Virginia has enough size, and the guys are already in there and around the basket. But they're picking up tips. They're picking up a lot of the things that Carolina typically does to their opponents. They're doing it the same way. And yet, even in a situation where Carolina does come up with the rebound, Virginia's been able to get back and build out from that ACC logo and prevent Carolina from having many fast break points. Carolina has only picked up 4 fast break points over the course of the entire game. Baycott's first free throw is a miss. Carolina now just 2 of 6, makes his second, so they're 3 of 7, but only a 43% make percentage on the game from the line.
RJ Davis is in for Love, so it's Davis, Walton, Black, Brooks, and Baycott right now for Carolina, as the Heels are down 10, 34-24. 15:35 to go. Hauser around a screen. Brooks chasing him best he can. Goes in the corner left to Murphy. Back to Hauser. Now to Huff. Over to Kihei Clark outside the arc on the right. Tries to drive against Davis, and RJ Davis dropped his hand down playing defense and picked up the foul, his first. And first on Carolina this half. Virginia will get 20 seconds on the shot clock and inbound it. In the corner right to Huff. Virginia quickly works it around the perimeter. Ends up to Clark on the left side. Baycott guarding him on a switch. So Clark drives, tried to pitch in the corner to Hauser, intercepted by RJ Davis. Tar Heels the other way. Davis goes all the way into the right corner and then threw it away. Just threw it right to a Virginia player, where I believe he was trying to go to Baycott, but instead it ended up with Murphy, as Virginia has it knocked out of Kihei Clark's hands out of bounds on the offensive side. And so they'll keep possession with just about 15 minutes to go. Heels down 10, trying to find some offensive footing. Carolina just 10 of 37 from the field. That's 27%. Anthony Harris has checked in for Carolina, as has Playtech and Sharp. So it's 4 reserves and Garrison Brooks on the floor. Kihei Clark will try a 3. That's short. Hauser, though, gets the rebound around Brooks and then is fouled going back up. Hauser, for all he is shooting-wise, Eric, he's also Virginia's leading rebounder, and he's been effective tonight.
Well, you just watch him after the play. I mean, when the shot is in the air, he's going to the basket. So many players watch the flight of the ball, but a really good offensive rebounder is on the move. As soon as that ball is released, they're anticipating. And what we see out of Virginia is, whether it's defense, whether it's offensive movement, whether it's offensive rebounds, they are really good at anticipating the situation and being that half step closer. And it was an advantage this time for Hauser.
And he makes both free throws. So now Carolina's down 12. And with 5 subs on the floor, Davis, Playtech, Harris, Sharp, and Kessler. Davis deep on the right sideline, gets a screen from Kessler to get to the top. Passes to Sharp. He tried the alley-oop to Kessler, missed the shot, got it back, and is fouled going up.
Well, you can see pieces of Kessler both defensively. We saw it early on when he was defending a lively Kihei Clark on the first half on a drive down the side lane, and he moved his feet. That time you saw him just maintain, he stayed right in and with the play, makes his first free throw, and you can see that he's going to be such an important player for Carolina as he moves through his career here.
Kessler got them both. He's really had a tough year at the line. He had been
those look good.
Yeah, he had been 8 of 20 at the free throw line on the season, but made both of those. Hadn't been there much lately. He shot just 4 in the last 9 games, but made both of those. So it's a 10-point game. And as Sharp is guarding Hauser in the backcourt, all of a sudden in Virginia's front court, Anthony Harris goes down hard. And he is still down on the deck, shaken up. There's a foul called on Sharp as Harris ran into a screen from Huff. I don't know if the contact didn't necessarily look particularly dramatic or violent, but Harris went down hard after he hit Huff. He is now up and walking under his own power to the bench. May have just been a little bit of shoulder to the chin area on a bit of a blind screen where Harris just didn't see that Huff was there.
Yeah, it looked like he just ran straight into his chest. But then when he bounced off, you know, sometimes you can kind of get a little bit of a whiplash from just bouncing off. And then he went and landed, did not break his fall with his arms, but kind of, I don't know if his chin may have hit on the floor or something, but he seems to be okay. He's being tended to by athletic trainer Doug Halverson on Carolina's sideline, but is on the court.
So 36-26 still the score. The foul was called on Sharp as he was guarding Hauser, who was bringing it front court. It was a backcourt foul. First on Sharp, third on Carolina this half. 14:24 to play. It was a 9-point Virginia lead at the break. It's 10 right now. Heels do take Harris out and put Leaky Black in. So Davis, Playtech, Black, Sharp, and Kessler. Kihei Clark uses a Huff screen to get to the right wing. Carolina switches. Kessler trying to guard Clark, and Clark able to drive him and flip it over. Kessler's block attempt for the bucket. Just the second field goal for Clark to make it 38-26. Heels can't really trade baskets right now. Down 12. Kessler, bit of an errant pass. Nice catch by Sharp in the paint, but then his hook shot off the mark. And Virginia cleans the glass. Roy Williams just sits back in his chair and interlaces his fingers behind his head in frustration.
Sharp has had a lot of attempts at nearly point-blank range that have been off the mark, but I just feel like he's a little bit rushed.
Beekman on the drive gets it to Murphy, and he's fouled in the middle of the paint. So that'll be free throws coming for Murphy, who is an excellent free throw shooter. 38-26 the score. The foul was on Leaky Black, his second. Already fourth team foul on Carolina this half, and Murphy with the free throw. He has only missed 3 all year. He's now 27 of 30 at the line, and Virginia starting to stretch that lead back out. Heels got it as low as 7 after being down 17, but it is back to 14 now at 40-26. And again, Carolina with Brooks on the bench, Bacot on the bench, Love on the bench, Walton on the bench, playing with a lot of reserves. Sharp goes down low to Kessler, makes the nice catch, gathered himself for a moment to let a defender fly by, and then slammed it home.
Yeah, it's that quick pass from up top by Sharp that made it happen. I mean, Kessler was a big target rolling off that screen on the perimeter, the quick push pass to the other side, and then took advantage of the situation.
So Heels down 12. Clark loses the basketball, able to recover, drive, sends it to Huff, who strips the net on an open 3.
You know, every time there's a drive and every time the big guys, which are already playing on the perimeter, they have to gap, they try and go down and help the drive, and that's just bait for this Virginia offense.
Virginia is 8 of 17 from 3. They're up 15 points now, 43-28. Carolina is 1 of 11 from 3. Playtech in the right corner. Down low to Kessler. His turnaround is nothing but net.
Wow. That was a fancy little play. He almost just turned and spun on one foot and just kind of kicked up his leg as he went into that nice high arcing jump shot.
So Kessler was 6. That's just one off his freshman season high. Foul on the defensive side on the Tar Heels. I think it's on Davis. That'll be RJ's second and 5th already on Carolina this half. Heels down 13 with 12 minutes and 17 seconds to go. Just have been unable to get any consistent offense in this game. Kessler has the last 6 points for Carolina of those 6 that he scored. They've been the last 6 the Heels have scored. Anthony Harris back in. Good to see that for the Tar Heels after he was shaken up on a hard screen. Walden Tinsai is back in for Virginia, although Kie Clark has it right now. Kessler guarding him on a switch. Wild 3 from Clark over top of Kessler is short. Almost got pinned between the backboard and the rim. Carolina with the rebound. Trying to whittle this deficit down. Davis drives hard right of the lane, flips it up off the glass for 2. Ended up on his backside on the baseline.
Yeah, he used a nice screen by Kessler. It just peeled off the defender and went right around Kessler. Had 1 step to the glass. He was open, saw it, and just a nice soft lob up right off the square.
Carolina within 11. Looking for some stops to go along with a couple of successful offensive possessions in a row. Walden Tinsai drives to the left elbow. Lofts a pass to Clark right side. Clark drives, kicks it back over to Walden Tinsai, misses the 3. Dayron Sharp with the board. Roy Williams tells his team to run. A bucket would get it down to a single-digit deficit. As Sharp goes tripping into the paint, able to save a pass out to Playtech. Now Anthony Harris has it on the right sideline. He'll lob it up to Kessler, who's fouled, trying to finish the alley-oop.
You know, what Kessler's doing is a lot of times you'll see Carolina players take a looping arc as they come off that high screen and roll, but he is going on a beeline for the front of the rim, and just that little bit of change in distance is making him an obvious target.
Foul was on Caden Shedrick, who had checked in the reserve from Raleigh. Hadn't played much tonight and has picked up a bunch of fouls. That's already his 3rd. And so Kessler at the line after this timeout. 11:04 to go. Carolina with its reserves mostly in the game right now in the second half, trying to fight back, still down by 11 from Learfield, IMG College.
Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. You can't control other motorists, but you can control how you operate your vehicle. Avoid distractions while driving, like texting or checking social media. Brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/GoHeels.
To learn more, visit your local Trusted Choice Independent Agency, Insurance Service Associates in Forest City, or go to insureisa.com.
From the mountains to the coast, 2.5 million North Carolinians are members of an electric cooperative. And as a co-op member, you are part of exciting efforts to build a brighter future in the Tar Heel State through new energy services, support for local communities, and innovative energy programs that make the electric grid more efficient and sustainable. Learn more at ncelectriccooperatives.com/brighter.
At UNC Health, we're experts in primary care and caring. Our specialists don't just see a condition. We see you, the whole you, mind and body. Because when we know you better, we're better at getting you well and keeping you well. And with more experts in each office, same-day appointments, and more urgent care centers, it's no wonder it's the better way of primary caring. Find the right provider for you and your family at uncprimarycare.org.
Tar Heels have trailed a large majority of this game. Led 2-0 in the first few minutes. Virginia then outscored Carolina 21-2 to lead by 17. And it has been an uphill climb since then. Carolina has cut that deficit as low as 7. It was 9 at the half. It is currently 11. Walker Kessler, who has given Carolina a shot of energy off the bench, will be at the free throw line for 2 shots when action resumes. As the Heels certainly not out of this game, but trying to get things a little bit closer here in Charlottesville. Buffalo Wild Wings, proud sponsor of the Heels, has new boneless wings. More meat, less breading. They'll turn any boneless hater into a boneless believer. Get to B-Dubs and try their new boneless wings. Eric Jody Zoigner showing us this. It's a good summary of kind of how the teams have scored their points from the 2-point area. Heels 24 points, Virginia 12. From the free throw line, Virginia 7, Carolina 5. From the 3-point line, Virginia 24, Tar Heels 3. And in their 6 losses this year, Carolina has been outscored 180-96 at the 3-point line. So they have taken some big deficits from 3 in their losses, and they're minus 21 points from 3-point range right now.
Well, we talk about it all the time, regardless of where you are offensively. If it's Wow, a bad miss.
Yeah, Kessler missed the rim totally, hit the backboard to the left of the basket on his first free throw.
Well, you talk about balance offensively, and now he nails that one in, just unaffected. Good for him to come back off of that. But, you know, you look at what Carolina's offense has to do. You've got to have some balance from where you're scoring comes from.
Heels picking up with some full court pressure on the inbounds, Eric. Hauser, who had been out for a moment, is back in for Virginia. He brings it front court, now tosses over to Beekman to set up the offense. It's a 10-point game, 43-33, Virginia on top. Can the Heels get a little spurt here and make Virginia uncomfortable? The Cavaliers have been in the dominant position all night as Kessler blocks the shot, but is called for a foul. Hauser had gotten free from Sharp, was driving in from the left. Kessler rotated over and blocked it, but is going to be whistled for the foul. That's a tough one for Kessler to take because it not only erases a good defensive play, but it allows Hauser, a good free throw shooter, at 84% to go to the line, and he makes the first.
Well, I mean, we talked about it earlier, the things Kessler brings to the game, and he is, despite that foul, I mean, he's really brought a nice package to the floor tonight.
Yep. Second one is well short. Kessler gets the rebound. So 44-33. Love is back in, as is Walton. So Davis, Love, Walton, Kessler, and Sharp. A unique five out here. All freshmen for the Tar Heels as Davis knocks in the long two, wrapping around a screen.
Well, I mean, we don't see that a lot, but he just curled right off of the 16-foot from Day'Ron Sharp was 16 feet just outside that elbow of the paint off the free throw line, and he curled around and had a 15-footer. I mean, he made it look really easy.
So, Eric, how about this? 5 freshmen out there right now for Carolina as they try to fight back, down 9. Hauser has it in the right corner for Virginia. Sharp trying to stay in front of him. Hauser will try a step back two, well short. Love rips down the rebound out of the air. Carolina with a little momentum, down 9. Love, coast to coast, stopped at the rim, kicks it out in the corner to Walton. Tries to spin by Beekman, can't do it, and had it knocked away. Beekman out of there with it. He'll hustle the other way, bounces out the Walton 10 side, but he'll slow it down.
Every now and then, Walton gets the ball and gets a little bit ahead of himself, and the moves are not bad. He just forgets to take the ball.
Beekman tries to drive in on the left, misses the scoop shot with Kessler challenging. Tar Heels the other way. Can they cut into this 9-point deficit? Love's pass tried to go in the corner to Walton, punched out of bounds by Trey Murphy. Murphy laid out to punch that pass away to keep Walton from having a clean look in the corner.
You know, one of the big differences, and we've seen it, Virginia, those passes for Virginia are lasers right on the spot. And for Carolina, they've just been either looping or they've forced somebody to catch it in a poor position. And it's been just enough to allow Virginia's defense to get back in the game.
Brooks is back in, as is Baycott. Sharp and Kessler getting some talking to from Roy Williams on the bench after some good minutes from the rookies. Love with the Tar Heels down just 9 here despite some poor play. Love turns it over as he had dribbled to the left elbow, was trying to dump it off to Brooks, and the pass just wasn't very good and sent out of bounds.
Well, it's a case of miscommunication where he thought he was rolling to the basket and he did not, or I thought he was flaring and he didn't. He was rolling to the basket and he just pitched it to the wrong spot.
Huff back in for Virginia has it, hands off the Walton 10 side to a cutting Huff, and he's fouled by Brooks. So that'll send Huff to the line. Foul on Garrison, his second. 7th on Carolina. Virginia's been whistled for 3 this half. Brooks is 2 of 7 tonight, 5 points, 4 rebounds, and a couple of fouls in 19 minutes. Leading scorer for Carolina is Kessler with 7, as Huff's free throw is good. That makes it a 10-point game again, 45-35, 8:44 to go.
You know, Jones, we talked about it before the broadcast, how Virginia's players, you watch them matriculate through the program, and Jay Huff's a great example. Comes in, redshirts his freshman year, and then each year starts to pick up a little more time. Had a shoulder injury his sophomore year, and then just progressively got stronger, got better, got more involved within this program, and now is one of the mainstays for this squad, who is ranked 9th in the country.
Made both free throws, so he and Hauser each with 14, leading the scoring for Virginia. Again, Kessler with 7, the leading scorer for the Tar Heels. Walton behind a screen, misses the 3 short. Huff with a good box out for the board. Tar Heels will take that shot every time. Walton a clean look, but it just didn't go. He's had an off night, 1 of 4 from 3-point range, 2 of 5 from the field. Carolina as a team shooting 32% from the field, 1 of 12 from 3-point range. They're down 11. Virginia has the ball. Clark to Hauser. Stutter step past Brooks, kicks it to Huff in the left corner. Extra pass to Walton Tensai. Drives out to Clark, missed the open 3. Really good ball movement that time from Virginia, and a good look that just didn't go. Davis the other way for Carolina to Walton on the left sideline. Down low to Baycott in a triple team. Has a shot blocked by Huff. Tried to force it, guarded by Huff, Hauser, and Walton Tensai.
You know, it's a tough balance. If you get it in there, you think I'm so close to the basket, I've got to shoot it. But you also have to be aware of how many jerseys are around you that aren't your teammates. And that time he was covered up with 3 others and still shot it.
Kihei Clark on the left sideline for Virginia, milking the clock down to 6. Leaves it for Morcell, who checked in, and he gets the easy dunk.
Well, again, that drive off of a tight curl off of Huff's screen, and then it was just attack the basket, forced everybody to come back and constrict and cover to the lane, and he hit the next guy that was open.
Feels like the game is just set in this spot the whole second half between 9 and 13. And it's 13 now at 48-35. Baycott at the left elbow, out to Love. Love dribbles to the right to Brooks. Extra pass in the post to Baycott. Missed the easy one, gets it back, scores, and he's fouled. So he wouldn't choose to miss the first shot, but it actually worked out better, as he'll have a chance for 3, and we'll give him our Duke Energy powerful play of the game. Brought to you by Duke Energy, building a smarter energy future for you. The foul was on Morcell, his first. Baycott will have a chance for 3 after the break. Carolina down 11 from Learfield, IMG College.
Harris Teeter is proud to assist our customers and communities every day with their food and pharmacy needs. This year, we partner with UNC, Duke, Wake Forest, and NC State to bring you the Big 4 Grocery Assist promotion. Each week, one lucky contestant is chosen, and they win $5 in free groceries for every assist by each Big 4 school that week. Plus, Harris Teeter will donate $10 for every assist throughout the season to the local food bank to support those in need. Visit harristeeter.com and look for the Grocery Assist page to enter today.
This is your home for the Tar Heels. The Tar Heels Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
There are so many insurance agencies here and there, but to find a dependable agency that you can trust, that would be Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency. They are your full-service agency offering auto, business, homeowners, health, and life. Maxwell B. Hamrick is an independent insurance agent. Call them today at 286-2384. They care about their customers, and it shows. Fully equipped staff are ready to help you and answer any questions you have about insurance policies. They're located at 119 Huntley Street in Spindale. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency, serving one satisfied customer at a time.
At McCurry Deck Motors, you can browse a selection of vehicles that includes all of the top models in Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC lineups. The McCurry Deck Motors lineup of vehicles checks all the boxes, ensuring that they will have the perfect vehicle for any car shopper that visits their lot. Come visit and see what's in store for you and your family with the McCurry Deck quality reputation of fair deals and customer service. Try the Chevy. Find new roads with Chevy. At McCurry Deck Motors, we're the home of Chevy, Buick, and GMC. 1740 U.S. Highway 74A, Forest City.
By 11. Clock has suddenly gotten kind of low. Just 6:52 to play in John Paul Jones Arena. Food Lion is the proud sponsor of Carolina basketball and the Score to Give More campaign. For every free throw the Heels make this season, Food Lion Feeds will donate 100 meals to a local area food bank that helps our neighbors in need. Score to Give More, presented by Food Lion, the official grocer of the ACC. Carolina's made 6 free throws in 11 attempts tonight, so some of the struggles at the line have continued. But that is 600 meals that Food Lion will donate thanks to the Score to Give More campaign. Eric mentioned this at the top. Virginia's won 6 in a row in this series. It's the longest the Cavaliers have won in a row against Carolina since the first 8 games they played against one another. That was from 1911 to 1916. Carolina won its first 4 trips to John Paul Jones Arena, but has lost 6 in a row there since then. Heels have not won in Charlottesville since 2012. That was Marshall and Henson and Barnes and Bullock, and 9 years ago now. And the Heels, if they're going to win tonight, need a comeback, down 48-37 with 6:52 to go. Certainly doable. This is going to have to happen, as missed free throws aren't going to help. Baycott missed it, and rebound tipped out of bounds by Walton last. And those free throws continue. It's been the last 4 games now where the Heels as a team hovering right around 50%. And that's right where they are tonight at 6 of 12. Carolina trying to pressure in the backcourt. Virginia able to break it. So it's an 11-point deficit. Feels like it's got to start happening right now for Carolina. 6:40 to go, 48-37. They're going to come back. Going to have to be with some stops and some buckets. Sounds easy, I know. Clark to Walden Tinsai, working off a screen. Drives into the middle of the paint, out to Hauser. Guarded 3 is good.
Well, they just moved the ball, moved the players, moved the ball again, and finally, I mean, even under a waning clock, they pulled out exactly what they wanted, which was one of their premier scorers, and Hauser being wide open at the top of the key.
That is 9 made threes now for Virginia. Carolina has made 1. That was a big story last year in Charlottesville. Carolina was 1 of 14. Virginia was 6 of 17 last season. Shot clock getting low as Love going to be forced to try a step back 2. It knocks it in on the left baseline. Difficult shot. Love knocked it in, 51-39. That's just his second field goal. And remember, he had the first basket of the game where he got that loose ball and dunked it in. It's his first field goal since, coming off that 25-point performance in Durham. Hauser with Walton guarding him in the post, misses the turnaround. Baycott with the board. Carolina down 12 and an open court foul as Love was banged into by Morcell. Second on the Virginia sophomore. That's team foul number 6 on the Cavaliers this half.
You know, kind of surprising. You look at the stats and you see that Love has taken the most field goal attempts of any Tar Heel player tonight with 8. He's backed up quickly by Davis and Brooks with 7 and Baycott with 6. But you know, as you said, it's been a struggle to find shots that are makeable for him tonight.
Long 3, R.J. Davis. No. Brooks tips the rebound out to Love. He'll get it to Walton quickly. His 3 strips the net. So Walton has both the 3s tonight for Carolina, and the Heels not done yet, down 9 with 4:55 to go.
But can they get a defensive stop that has plagued them?
Huff, top of the key. Love guarding him on a switch. Gets it to Walden Tinsai. Fakes a pass on the drive. Now will get airborne and kick it in the left corner to Morcell. He tries to muscle by Baycott. Nothing there. Sends it out to Clark. Shot clock down to 5. Can the Heels make this defensive possession pay off? Clark to the rim, and a foul is called as the Tar Heels challenge the shot. It's on Baycott, his 3rd. And Clark, a 76% shooter at the stripe, gets 2 looks. Carolina down 9, 4:33 to go. Good, nothing but net from Clark. Hadn't been there a lot lately. Clark at the line, just 6 attempts in his last 6 games, but he's made 5 of them.
Talk about efficiency. 14 of the 16 made field goals for Virginia as the second free throw is made. 14 of 16 field goals have been assisted by the Cavaliers this evening. That's
Timeout.
Ball movement.
Eric, timeout, Virginia. That will stretch to a full. 53-42, Cavaliers 12 of 16 at the free throw line. Tar Heels are just 6 of 12, and in a game that's been hovering right around 10 points, those points are big. Carolina down 11, 4:32 to go from Learfield, IMG College.
Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. You can't control other motorists, but you can control how you operate your vehicle. Avoid distractions while driving, like texting or checking social media. Brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/GoHeels.
To learn more, visit your local Trusted Choice Independent Agency, Insurance Service Associates in Forest City, or go to insureisa.com.
Hunt Brothers Pizza, the official pizza of Carolina Athletics, joins Tar Heels fans across the nation cheering Go Heels. Whether you're at home watching the game or out on the road, download our Hunt Brothers Pizza app to find a location near you. The Hunt family has been proudly serving our delicious original crust pizza to North Carolina families for over 20 years. With all toppings, no extra charge, and 10 to choose from, there's sure to be a topping combination for everyone to enjoy a Hunt Brothers Pizza.
Hey Carolina family, this is Athletic Director Bubba Cunningham. As official sponsor of Carolina Athletics, Wells Fargo understands being a Tar Heel means there's no off-season. With the Wells Fargo Tar Heels debit card, you can show off your Carolina pride no matter where you are. It's your colors, your team, your card. Visit wellsfargo.com and search Card Design Studio to learn more.
Copyright 2020 Wells Fargo Bank N.A. All rights reserved.
4:32 to play. Carolina down 11. Tar Heels will have the basketball. Again, it was a 21-4 start for Virginia, and it has been uphill ever since for Carolina. Tar Heels got that 17-point deficit down to 7 late in the first half. It was a 9-point game at halftime, and the game, as we mentioned a little bit ago, it's just kind of sat between 9 and 13 all second half. Virginia's gone up by 15 once, 14 maybe once, but it's really just been right in this 9 to 13 point Virginia advantage all second half, where Carolina can't quite string together stops and buckets to get much closer. Now, they still have 4:32 to go. Heels have 3 timeouts. Virginia has been whistled for 6 fouls, so Carolina could potentially start going to the free throw line on fouls as well. There's opportunities there, but the Tar Heel offense has just not been efficient enough to this point for them to get any closer than where it's been for a large majority of this half. And Eric, I know we've beat this point down, but it's really the biggest part of the game as far as just straight statistical numbers. 9 threes for Virginia, 2 for Carolina. Heels are in a big deficit in that stat. We'll see if they can knock some long balls down here. Love brings it front court. He's out there with Davis, Walton, Brooks, and Baycott. Walton gets an open look for a 3. That's too strong. And Virginia with the board. Roy Williams kind of looks to Steve Robinson and just puts his palms up because, again, I think the Heels will take that shot. Walton came into this game shooting 46% from 3. He's just 2 of 6 tonight. An off night for him and a night where he's not alone and having a tough shooting night. Carolina shooting 33% as a team. They'll need some stops here. 3:50 to go as Clark, with the shot clock late, dancing out around the free throw line, misses the jump shot. Rebound being fought for by both teams. It's going to be a jump ball possession to Carolina. Murphy, R.J. Davis, Caleb Love, all in the mix trying to get that loose ball rebound. It'll be the Tar Heels after another full timeout. 3:44 to go. Still 53-42 Virginia from Learfield, IMG College.
Sometimes the simplest things can make the biggest difference. An extra pair of hands, a smile, or a shoulder. At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, we feel the same about home and auto coverage, affordable rates, trusted service, and local agents. After all, making one simple difference in your life helps you make a big difference in another's. Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Live coverage of Carolina basketball continues after this.
Hello, this is John Higgins with Smith's Drugs of Forest City. We are very excited to begin offering a rapid COVID-19 test, along with the COVID-19 vaccinations when Phase 2 begins. To find out more about these opportunities here at Smith's Drugs, please check out our website at www.smithsdrugsfc.com and our Facebook page for updates when testing and vaccinations will begin. We plan to schedule appointments for testing and the vaccination through our website, which will have links from our Facebook page. If you have any questions, please call us at 828-245-4591. Thank you, and we look forward to serving you here at Smith's Drugs of Forest City.
WCAB, the most music's on us.
Jones and Eric here with you. Carolina and Virginia. Cavaliers 53, Tar Heels 42, just 3:45 to play. If you joined us in the pregame, Roy Williams said, part of winning this game for Carolina would simply be to make some shots, that you have to make some shots against Virginia and the quality defense that the Cavaliers have. A quick check of the UPS stats just shows you the Tar Heels have not been able to do that. Working together to achieve great things, that's problem solving. Visit ups.com to learn more. UPS, proud partner of Carolina Athletics. But Eric, 33% from the field, 17 of 51, 2 of 15 from 3, 6 of 12 at the free throw line. If you go a little deeper, Carolina's just 8 of 21 on shots that have been classified as layups in this game. And so just unable to get the ball to go in the basket in any form or fashion tonight.
Well, I think you can read between the lines a little bit and recognize that it's the pace of the recovery. Once you get into a position where you think you have a shot, you see Virginia's defense flying at you, whether you're in the post and it's the double team, whether it's the recovery to a three-point shooter, whether it's a gap closing and you've got to get a shot off, and maybe, just maybe, it's that rush factor that Carolina's feeling on some of these conversions.
Love lets the ball roll, picks it up at about the timeline. Carolina now in the front court. Walton back to Love. Davis out there along with Baycott and Dayron Sharp. Davis gets it to Baycott, but outside the arc on the left. Up high to Love. Quick three off the back iron. Both teams battle for the rebound. Ends up popping out to Kihei Clark.
The last couple of possessions we've seen guys, Garrison Brooks, Armando Baycott just did it, where if they don't get it on the post, they step out and catch it at 15, 16 feet. I'm not sure that's just not the right play.
Tar Heels try to double up Clark. That allows Murphy a wide open three, which he strips the net. And all of a sudden, it's a 14-point deficit with just 3 minutes to go.
And here we are in familiar territory, right?
Yep. Walton, bounce pass up high to Love. Quickly to R.J. Davis. Walker Kessler coming off the Carolina bench. Sharp has it now. Shot clock down to 12. Gets it down low to Baycott. And blocked from behind by Huff. Jump ball on the rebound. Hauser and Sharp. And possession arrow to Cavaliers this time. That's a couple times this half where Baycott has gotten the ball in the post, just determined to go to the rim, and had Huff block it from behind.
Well, and remember, that pass is coming from about 10 feet away. And the guy that's 10 feet away is Huff. And Huff has blocked
four shots
tonight. And so, part of it is if you're going to make that pass, then you've got to dive as hard as you can to try and keep Huff from reacting.
Tar Heels get a steal. It's going to run out to be a layup by Dayron Sharp. He and R.J. Davis were able to knock it free from Kihei Clark. So Sharp with the layup makes it 56-44. Huff has a double-double for Virginia, his third of the year. 14 points, 12 rebounds, also with those 4 blocks. Carolina does not have a player in double figures. Walton has 8. That's the leading scorer. Kessler with 7. Davis, Sharp with 6. Baycott has 7 as well. As Huff able to flip it over the challenge of Walker Kessler for the bucket.
Yeah, Huff has doubled up his season average on his rebounds. He's averaging just about 6.5. Now has 12.
R.J. Davis's entry to Sharp was too low, got knocked away, and then I believe Kessler going to be called for a foul, diving after the loose ball. Sharp, frustrated, stays on the ground for a moment. Foul on Kessler, his third, 9th on the Tar Heels, so a 1-and-1 coming for Huff. So Carolina, this is going to be the Tar Heels' 7th straight loss to Virginia, 7th straight loss in Charlottesville, and their 8th straight loss against AP top 10 teams. As Carolina just still trying to build this thing with some young kids this year. And they've had some good moments and some tough moments. And tonight, as that free throw short by Huff, certainly going to fall in the tough moment category, it appears. R.J. Davis lobs it down to Kessler, who tried to catch and shoot in one motion and missed it. Roy Williams telling Walker, just catch it and come down and dunk it. You had time. Kessler tried to rush it and couldn't get it to go home. Minute 22 to go. 58-44.
If you're Kessler, you think about all the guys that have been blocked from behind when they do come down with it, so he's trying to get rid of it as Huff faces up on Kessler from 18 feet and drains another one. So Huff now with 18 and 12 on the night in the 34 minutes that he's played.
That's just 3 off his career high. Huff of 21 is sharp, misses the hook shot. Kessler there to tip it in, though. Kessler with a freshman season high now of 9 points. As the Tar Heels down by 14 with a minute to go. Carolina still doesn't have a player in double figures. May not get there. Kie Clark, he and Love were kind of tangled up as Love had gone for a steal. And then the two players just got knotted up, and eventually Love called for the foul. And that'll put Clark at the line. 2 shots for him.
Jones, if we had another game this year when we haven't had a player in double figures, I don't
not
recall
this season. Yeah, even the Clemson game, Dayron Sharp got into double figures. Jody Zeugner checking it now to see the last time it happened for the Tar Heels. Kessler with 9, Walton with 8, Baycott with 7. 42.9 seconds to go, 60-46 Virginia. Cavaliers have now made 5 of their last 7, 3 of their last 3, and Eric, Tar Heels going to empty the bench, so appears they will not have a player who finishes in double figures, as Ryan McAdoo, Creighton Lebo, Dewey Ferris, Walker Miller all check in for Carolina.
Well, it's been a while since we've seen
this
happen.
Yeah, for so many games have just been so close this year, both good and bad for Carolina. Anthony Harris is the other player on the floor. But for Ferris, for example, just his 3rd appearance, Lebo's 4th appearance, McAdoo's 4th appearance. Both free throws missed by Clark. So it remains 60-46. 33 seconds left. Creighton Lebo drives to the right baseline, picks up his dribble. He's a good shooter, and he'll elevate and drop in the shot. So Creighton Lebo, that's his first basket as a Tar Heel on a pretty looking jump shot on the right baseline. 60-48, shot clock is off. Doesn't look like the Tar Heels are going to foul. Clark checking that clock, dribbling, right-handed. Lebo guarding him tightly as the clock down to 3 seconds now. Tony Bennett and Roy Williams have a quick chat, and there's the horn. Carolina fell down so large so early, down 21-4 in the first 10 minutes, and just could never get out of that deficit to put any pressure on the Cavaliers. The final score will be 60-48. Virginia with the win. UVA improves to 15-3, 11-1 in the league. Carolina with now its immediate future in doubt, with the Tuesday game being postponed due to COVID problems with Virginia Tech. Don't know when the Heels will play again, and they'll have to sit on this loss, falling to 12-7, 7-5 in the ACC. Virginia wins by 12. We have our Coke postgame report coming up after this from Learfield, IMG College.
Today tastes like movie night.
Okay, whose turn is it to choose?
And everyone's favorite hit, pizza and Coke. Today tastes like front row seats for all. Like cushions and popcorn. And counting the seconds.
Pizza's here.
Today tastes like a slice of the action.
Hey, hit the light.
Like we belong here and now. And it never tasted this good. Coca-Cola. Together tastes better.
Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. You can't control other motorists, but you can control how you operate your vehicle. Avoid distractions while driving, like texting or checking social media. Brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/GoHeels.
To learn more, visit your local Trusted Choice Independent Agency, Insurance Service Associates in Forest City, or go to insureisa.com.
In a time when preventive care is more important than ever, routine oral checkups could save your life. That's why Delta Dental of North Carolina offers individual dental plans starting at less than $1 a day. For example, our large network of dentists can detect 120 signs of symptoms of diseases before they're life-threatening. Keep your healthcare costs low and your health at an all-time high with the power of preventive dental plans from Delta Dental of North Carolina. Choose your health first. Choose Delta Dental.
National champions, right here on the Tar Heels Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
There are so many insurance agencies here and there, but to find a dependable agency that you can trust, that would be Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency. They are your full-service agency offering auto, business, homeowners, health, and life. Maxwell B. Hamrick is an independent insurance agent. Call them today at 286-2384. They care about their customers, and it shows. Fully equipped staff are ready to help you and answer any questions you have about insurance policies. They're located at 119 Huntley Street in Spindale. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency, serving one satisfied customer at a time.
Nobody gets a better deal than the customers of Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. They continue to strive hard to keep that honor. Come on in and see for yourself. Take a look at the all-new design 2021 F-150 or reserve an all-new 2021 Bronco coming in the spring. Don't miss out on the automobile you've been wanting at the Sisk Family Ford price. Take your pick while the picking is good on Oak Street in Forest City.
At McCurry Deck Motors, you can browse a selection of vehicles that includes all of the top models in Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC lineups. The McCurry Deck Motors lineup of vehicles checks all the boxes, ensuring that they will have the perfect vehicle for any car shopper that visits their lot. Come visit and see what's in store for you and your family with the McCurry Deck quality reputation of fair deals and customer service. Try the Chevy. Find new roads with Chevy. At McCurry Deck Motors, we're the home of Chevy, Buick, and GMC. 1740 U.S. Highway 74A, Forest City.
On the Tar Heel Sports Network. The Virginia Cavaliers still atop the ACC standings, now at 11-1 after the 12-point win over Carolina, 60-48 on the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard. The Tar Heels, meanwhile, fall back to 7-5 in ACC play. Other finals in the conference today: Florida State needs overtime to defeat Wake Forest, 92-85 in Tallahassee. Syracuse gets a home win against Boston College, winning 75-67. And Duke runs away from North Carolina State and Raleigh, 69-53. In the top 25, #1 Gonzaga, 18 seconds away from improving to 20-0 on the season. The Zags lead San Francisco 100-60 with time about to run out, as Gonzaga is still unbeaten in this year's slate. Indiana falls to #4 Ohio State, 78-59. There was an upset in the top 5 today as Creighton knocks off 5th-ranked Villanova, 86-70, and #10 Missouri falls in overtime to Arkansas, 86-81. We'll hit a commercial break and then come back to hear what Coach Williams has to say in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner as Virginia wins again, defeating Carolina by 12, 60-48 from Learfield IMG College.
Hey, Carolina fans, are you a diehard Tar Heel looking to show your support from home this year? Join the Rams Club and make an impact on the Carolina student athletes you cheer for on the field, on the court, or in competition. Rams Club memberships start at $25 and are for Tar Heels of all ages. You can join the fun by visiting ramsclub.com/join. Go Heels!
There's one thing I'm looking forward to. Yeah, that. And the great game day food. We can still celebrate big because I shop at Food Lion. Like topping my sliders with bacon and cheese, adding a twist to my guac with roasted tomatoes, turning up the heat on my hot wings with jalapeno poppers on the side, and I'll pick up some treats in the bakery.
Food Lion's got the fun and affordable food you need to keep your game day spirit high. Because this is our home, and that's our Food Lion.
Why go out of your way for help when help is just around the corner? At North Carolina Farm Bureau, it's that simple. That's because we have local agents in every county across the state, offering competitive rates and fast, friendly service. It's more than insurance. It's local service you can trust. See for yourself. Pick up the phone, visit us online, or better yet, stop by your local office today. Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
This is your home for the Tar Heels. The Tar Heels Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherfordton.
Do you need some extra money in your pocket? Try Insurance Service Associates, your local independent agent. We can shop your auto and home insurance with several companies to get you better coverage and the best rate. Insurance Service Associates at 127 East Trade Street in Forest City for auto, home, or commercial insurance. More choices, better coverage, best rate. That's Insurance Service Associates, 245-5301.
The cure for the common NASCAR show is PRN's Garage Pass. Hi, I'm Mark Garrow. We'll take you where others won't.
Yeah, we led the most laps. We won 4 races, the most I've ever won in a season. So lots and lots of highlights.
Yeah, I mean, we knew the rules going in, so it's not like a complete shocker. You have to win at the end, and we won in the start in the middle of the season.
PRN's Garage Pass. It's 4 minutes that will keep you talking for hours.
Chapel Hill Studios in the wake of Virginia's 60-48 win over Carolina. We'll wait on Coach Williams here in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner as he gets ready to address reporters via Zoom. As, again, it's a mystery as to when Carolina will get another game as things stand right now. Louisville is next up on the schedule a week from tonight with postponement of the Virginia Tech game on Tuesday, having been announced just about an hour or so before we got things tipped off here today. So it could be another wobbly week for Carolina basketball. And, of course, stay tuned to GoHeels.com, where you can follow Carolina basketball on Twitter for the latest updates on if Carolina gets another game between now and next weekend. But as for now, Carolina sits at 7-5 in the ACC standings. Virginia topped the pile at 11-1. With another convincing win over Carolina, where the Tar Heels were held to a season low in terms of points and a half, with 18 in the game's first 20 minutes. The 48 points Carolina scored tonight, again, a season low after scoring 50 against Clemson. And the Tar Heels only shoot 2 of 15 from three-point land. 2 of 16, which is 12.5%. The 34.5% shooting from the floor is the Tar Heels' worst of the season. So Virginia's defense just continues to befuddle Carolina year in and year out. The Tar Heels did not have a player in double figures. We're looking to search when the last time that happened was. From the opponent's standpoint, the last time an opponent didn't have anybody in double figures against Carolina was 11 years ago. So we'll do some digging to see if there is a stat on when the last time the Tar Heels didn't have a player in double figures was. The closest player was Walker Kessler. He had all 9 of his points come in the second half and only played 12 minutes and played well in scoring 9 points and getting 5 rebounds as we wait on Coach Williams again in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner. While we wait, just a few other numbers to run through for Carolina. individually. In addition to Kessler getting those 9 points, Kerwin Walton had 8, 3 of 7 shooting from the floor, 2 of 6 from three-point land in 26 minutes. He had the Tar Heels' only triples on the night. There was a huge disparity in what Virginia was able to do from beyond the arc in comparison to what Carolina couldn't get done from deep. The Cavs 10 of 22 in the ball game and knocked down 6 early ones en route to what was a 17-point advantage at 21-4 midway through the first half. Virginia only trailed once in this game, and that was on the opening bucket by Caleb Love almost 3 minutes in. After that, Virginia takes control and wins by 12, 60-48. Armando Bacot, 7 points and a team-high 10 rebounds in 25 minutes. Garrison Brooks, just 5 points and 6 rebounds in tonight's ball game. Anthony Harris knocked down a free throw. Davis and Sharp both have 6, both go 3 of 8 from the floor. Sharp had 7 rebounds and 3 assists in 19 minutes. Had a couple of cracks at point-blank range, but for whatever reason, wasn't falling tonight for the freshman. And also, congratulations to Creighton Lebo with his first basket as a Tar Heel. For Virginia, the Cavaliers got big-time production from 3 of their big studs. Huff with 18 points on 6 of 10 shooting from the floor, 3 of 5 from three-point land in 34 minutes. Hauser was 17 points, only shot 5 of 14 from the floor, but 4 of those 5 makes came from three-point land. He was 4 of 6 from distance en route to the 17 points. And then Murphy, the transfer, 12 points on 4 of 5 shooting from the floor in 25 minutes. Virginia doesn't play a lot of different players, but got big-time production from the folks that did see action as the Cavaliers win 60-48 against Carolina. And it's interesting in that, as efficient as Virginia might seem game in and game out, Cavaliers struggled just as much shooting the basketball as Carolina did. 19 of 48. That's below 40% from the floor. Again, the three-point shot certainly worked wonders for Virginia in the game's first 20 minutes. More than half of Virginia's makes came from three-point land, by the way. 10 threes to just 9 twos. Virginia also helping itself at the free throw line, knocking down 12 of 19. Carolina, by contrast, was just 6 of 12. The silver lining with those 6 free throws being made for Carolina means another 600 meals were donated to a local area food bank through Food Line Feeds. Score to give more. Food Line is the official grocer of the ACC. The Cavaliers beat the Tar Heels by 12, 60-48. Coach Williams will be heard at some point here in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner after the Tar Heels fall to 7-5 now in the ACC. And to update what the standings look like after all 4 games have been completed, Virginia topped the pile at 11-1. Florida State, with its win today, improves to 7-2. Virginia Tech sits at 8-3, and it's anybody's guess when the Hokies will get back on the floor after some COVID issues in Blacksburg have postponed Tuesday's game against the Tar Heels. The team sitting in the 4th place in the ACC standings is Louisville, and the Cardinals have also been slowed by COVID issues. Louisville is at 6-3. Carolina 7-5, half game up in the win column on 6-5. Clemson, who's off today. Pittsburgh and Georgia Tech both 5-5. Syracuse jumps up to 6-5 with its win today over Boston College. Duke is also at 500 at 6-6 with its 16-point win against North Carolina State. Notre Dame at 5-7. State's loss drops the pack to 4-8. So after a 2-0 start to the ACC, NC State just 2-8 in its last 10 in ACC action. Wake Forest with the loss today at Florida State drops to 3-9. Miami is at 3-10. Boston College is at 1-9, bringing up the rear in the ACC standings. So that's what things look like heading into tomorrow's action. There are a couple of games on the schedule. Pittsburgh is at Georgia Tech. Those two teams are slated to tip off at 4 o'clock, and then at 6 o'clock on Sunday night from South Bend, it's Notre Dame hosting Miami. So there could be a little bit of a shakeup towards the middle portion and the bottom tier of the ACC, but nothing in the top half of the standings should really change with what will be unfolding tomorrow. What, again, we're waiting on here is Coach Williams in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner after the Tar Heels fall to Virginia 60-48. The Cavaliers on a historic run here against Carolina, winning game after game after game against the Tar Heels as the Cavs now sit at 11-1. Let's take a quick timeout, and again, when we come back, Coach Williams in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner from Learfield, IMG College.
Today tastes like movie night
Okay, whose turn is it to choose?
and everyone's favorite hit, pizza and Coke. Today tastes like front row seats for all, like cushions and popcorn, and counting the seconds.
Pizza's here.
Today tastes like a slice of the action,
Hey, hit the light.
like we belong here and now. And it never tasted this good. Coca-Cola. Together tastes better.
Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. You can't control other motorists, but you can control how you operate your vehicle. Avoid distractions while driving, like texting or checking social media. Brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/Go Heels.
To learn more, visit your local Trusted Choice Independent Agency, Insurance Service Associates in Forest City, or go to insureisa.com.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team by making sure the hardwood is clean and safe for the players every game at the Smith Center. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Their mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see their whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com. Libman, the official hardwood floor care provider of Carolina Athletics.
When you're craving delicious, crunchy snacks, reach for the brand you grew up with, Utz. Delicious snacks like Utz Ripple, Wavy, or Kettle Classic chips, sourdough pretzels, or cheese curls. Utz snacks have been made by the same family for nearly 100 years. Cooked craft style with only the highest quality ingredients and delivered quickly for the freshest snacks ever. Utz Snacks. Freshness you can hear and authentic flavor you can taste with a satisfying crunch. Everyone loves Utz.
Roy, how much of that, the first 10 minutes of the game, not being able to knock down shots, how much of that had to do with Virginia defensively? I mean, your guys just kind of getting acclimated to playing against how they play that pack line.
Well, I think their defense is always good, but, Garrison is 0 for 3 the first couple of minutes, and they're all 3 shots that we see him make. Leakey missed a wide-open 3 with nobody within 10 feet of him, and Leakey missed about a 15-footer. Mondo went in. I think he missed his first shot inside there too. So we needed to make some of those to make us feel like we were still going to be in the game. And they missed their first 3, I think, but and their next 2 shots were both threes. And the only field goal we had where Caleb had the dunk after the turnover down there. So yeah, we needed to make some of those early, and would have helped us to say the least.
Jacob Turner.
Hey, Roy, obviously you got a really productive second half performance from Walker Kessler. What did you like about what he did tonight? And did he see more action in the second half because of the way he was playing, or was that more just from maybe some lack of production from the other bigs, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. Garrison was really struggling. He's 2 for 7 for the night, and didn't box out one time, just as plain as day, so I took him out at that point. Walker did some nice things. He's got to finish those lob plays for Dunk. We need him to finish those. That would help his and help his confidence as well. He didn't call out the screen on the time that Anthony Harris got clobbered and was down on the floor, and that's something we try to emphasize a lot. But no, I was just trying to find something to see if something would work. And Walker's been doing a nice job, been trying hard in practice, and so got to try something.
Pardon me.
What is it about Virginia that gives you guys such a hard time?
I can't speak of all our teams in the past. I mean, last year we have a lead and they make one with 0.8 of a second to go. The year before we played them in the Smith Center, and they had to go to the video to decide that Kobe's three-pointer was not good, and then they laid it up and had to go to another video to see if it was good for them, and both those calls went their way. But tonight's play, they're big guys, were tough for us to handle out on the perimeter. Tony does a great job. They guard you. I don't think we've beaten them since I think we beat them in 16 in the finals of the ACC tournament. We lost to them in probably 18. Beat them at home in 17 and lost to them in 18, I guess it was, in the finals of the ACC tournament. But Tony does a great job. They've got good players. I mean, guys, they had 3 guys. Well, they won a national championship in that time period too, and they had 3 guys, Jerome and Guy and Hunter, that were all 3 number 1 draft choices. So they're a good basketball team, and Tony does a great job with them.
How difficult is their defense to figure out?
It's not hard to figure out. You just got to be able to handle it because they're very aggressive on the ball without fouling. They sag in away from the ball. You're going to get some open shots, but you got to make open shots. And you've got to be able to make shots to have some success against them. If you're not making shots, it's a long, long night. And, you know, we were 0 for 9 at half. We're 2 for 16 from 3, and that's going to make it a long, long night.
All right, a couple more. Andrew?
You guys were 10 for 25 on layups. How much of it was stuff that they were doing? How much of it was just the fact that you guys missed a lot of chippies? And how frustrating is it to have that kind of a lack of efficiency?
It's extremely frustrating. We work on our post moves every single blessed day, hard, trying to get them to concentrate on the rim and not see the defensive players come. But you have to give Virginia credit as well. They had 5 block shots. They bid on all those things. They try to defend the basket area really well. And, you know, Armando's 3 for 7, Garrison's 2 for 7, so that's 5 for 14. Walker's 3 for 5, so that's 8 for, what did I say? So that's 8 for 19, and I'm lost Dayron, 3 for 8. So 4 of our 5 big guys shot less than 50%, and you got to give credit to Virginia's defense and our lack of attention to detail, I guess.
We got 2 more here, Jeremiah and then Adam, and then we'll get the players in here.
Coach, really, this game kind of served as an anomaly for the team as of late, as you all have scored 75 points in 6 of your last 7 games. So I wanted to ask, and of course we chalked it up, and you chalked it up to Virginia's defense, but I wanted to ask, what do you think your team can learn from this game specifically, and kind of trying to regain that scoring momentum that you all had started?
Well, the other teams that we play have something to do with the number of points scored, because if they're a team that likes to play fast, both teams are going to, and we do, so both teams are going to score more. Virginia's pace on offense is way down toward the bottom, if you want to count the top being how fast, but I'm not saying how fast should be the top. I'm just saying that I think there's 6 teams that average more time of possession than Virginia, so they work the clock, they pass it until they get the shot that their coaching staff wants them to take. So it's part of it is that. I mean, if you know, we had 91 against Duke. Well, they had 87. So, I mean, it was the pace of the game. But we've got to take their attention to detail, and I think this could be one of the ways I would answer your question. Their attention to detail on the defensive end of the floor is extremely important to them. We've got to make the attention to detail on the defensive end of the floor more important to us. And you can't just hit a screen and stop. Their guys do not want to be screened. We hit the screen and stop. Their guys do not want to be screened, and that's part of it too.
Adam, last one. Go ahead.
Hey, Roy, Andrew asked pretty much what I was going to ask you about, some of the difficulties just around the rim with making some of those point-blank shots. But I guess, you know, I think it was 11 of your first 12 you missed. Is one of the things that when you're playing Virginia especially, do you have to fight just trying not to feel like you're further behind than you are just because of the way they shrink the game and just the pressure they put on you?
Yeah, I think that's not a bad question there. I think what it is, I don't know if I'd go quite as far as that, but I do think that teams know it's going to be a lower possession game. Okay, so each shot means more. If it's 100, if you get 100 shots in a game, 3 of those can be bad, and it's not going to be a bad deal. But if you only get 10, 3 of them are 30%, that's a big deal. So I think that's part of it. But we did. I mean, we Garrison's a couple of shots early where I thought good shots. Leakey was wide open from 3. He was definitely wide open from 15. When you're missing them, I think perhaps it messes with your mind a little bit because you understand that you missed a golden opportunity. You might not get that. And then again, when we take it to the rim and they challenge everything at the rim, I think that that's pretty important too. We've got to be able to do a better job of that ourselves.
That's Coach Williams in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner following Virginia's 12-point win, 60-48 over the Tar Heels. It's the 7th win in a row for Virginia in the series. And, again, Carolina's last win came all the way back in 2012 against the Cavaliers. So the Tar Heels will move on, as will the Virginia Cavaliers, and we'll move on to take a break. Jones and Eric will give you their final thoughts before we take you the rest of the way here from our Tar Heels Sports Network studios. Cavs beat the Tar Heels by 12, 60-48 from Learfield, IMG College.
Today tastes like movie night.
Okay, whose turn is it to choose?
And everyone's favorite hit, pizza and Coke. Today tastes like front row seats for all. Like cushions and popcorn. And counting the seconds.
Pizza's here.
Today tastes like a slice of the action.
Hey, hit the light.
Like we belong here and now. And it never tasted this good. Coca-Cola. Together tastes better.
Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. You can't control other motorists, but you can control how you operate your vehicle. Avoid distractions while driving, like texting or checking social media. Brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/Go Heels.
To learn more, visit your local Trusted Choice Independent Agency, Insurance Service Associates in Forest City, or go to insureisa.com.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team by making sure the hardwood is clean and safe for the players every game at the Smith Center. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Their mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see their whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com. Libman, the official hardwood floor care provider of Carolina Athletics.
When you're craving delicious, crunchy snacks, reach for the brand you grew up with. Utz. Delicious snacks like Utz Ripple, Wavy, or Kettle Classic chips, sourdough pretzels, or cheese curls. Utz snacks have been made by the same family for nearly 100 years. Cooked craft style with only the highest quality ingredients and delivered quickly for the freshest snacks ever. Utz Snacks. Freshness you can hear and authentic flavor you can taste with a satisfying crunch. Everyone loves Utz.
Heels, the Tar Heels Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Justice, Rosenbluth, LT, Jordan, Hansbrough, Geo. This is Jones Angel, voice of the Tar Heels. Certain names in Tar Heel athletics resonate across generations, bringing to mind an unmatched commitment to excellence. When someone mentions Smith's Drugs of Forest City, I think of a similar commitment to excellence. Since 1939, Smith's Drugs has served Rutherford County with the highest quality customer service and care. The friendly staff at Smith's Drugs not only provides you with prompt service, they give you the individual attention needed to understand your medication and how it works. This same level of care is exhibited by the staff in the Smith's Drugs Home Medical Equipment Department. And don't forget about the old-fashioned soda fountain, where you'll be served up the best pimento cheese sandwich in North Carolina. Call on Smith's Drugs of Forest City at 828-245-4591, located at 139 East Main Street in downtown Forest City, where they've been putting the customer first since 1939.
Post-game coverage of Tar Heel basketball continues now. You're listening to the Carolina Ford Dealers Wrap-Up Show. Ford is built to fit your lifestyle. Check out the great offers on the vehicles that'll help you win the day at buyfordnow.com. Contact your Carolina Ford dealer, proud sponsor of Carolina Athletics. This is the Carolina Ford Dealers Wrap-Up Show.
And the Tar Heels have really had some frustrating trips to Charlottesville in recent years, and this one just adds to it. It's now 4 straight times that Carolina has played Virginia in Virginia that they haven't been able to score 50 points. In fact, 4 of the last 6 times that Carolina was held under 50 points has happened in Virginia against Virginia, and happened again tonight as the Tar Heels fall to the Cavaliers by the final score of 60-48. And no players in double figures for the Tar Heels in this game. Walker Kessler off the bench had 9 points in the second half in just 12 minutes. Tar Heels shoot just 2 of 16 from 3. their second worst percentage of the season. It's their second worst percentage from the floor as well by just percentage points. They shoot 20 of 58. The only time they shot lower this year was against Miami when the Heels, in that game that they won, a reminder, they were 21 of 61 in that particular game. We're getting down to the thousandth of a percentage point as far as which one was a poor night shooting, but it doesn't really matter. This one wasn't very good. And Eric, it comes back to, Carolina led 2-0. Then all of a sudden, the Tar Heels just couldn't score, and it was 21-4. And at that point, Carolina played better from that point forward. Virginia, of course, with the big lead, maybe didn't need to be as aggressive as it was during the stretch of building the lead. The Cavaliers could play keep away a little bit. But at that point, when you're down that significantly, that's a really steep mountain to climb against a team like Virginia. Tar Heels, to their credit, fought back as you would expect them to, got it to that 7 points once, then hung in that 9 to 11 point range, but could never really put any pressure on Virginia. And anytime you felt like the Tar Heels might be getting a little momentum, Virginia would hit a three and it would just kind of reset. And so the big deficit early, Carolina fought back to a respectable score, but then it just kind of was there the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think that's been historically the problem, is that Carolina's never been able to get over the hump against Virginia. I think the thing that you see really good spacing by Virginia. It makes it very difficult to recover. They put you out of position so many times. You'd see our big guy having to drop back to the basket to protect, and then his player, a shooter, be it Hauser or be it Huff, be on the perimeter where they couldn't get back to it. And you'd find a wide open shot. And then, this Virginia team shot 10 of 22 from deep. That's not far outside of their average on the season. I mean, they shoot a lot of threes. They shoot about that many threes on a normal game. Their percentage is a little bit higher tonight, but, they took good shots. They took them within. I don't think any of them we thought were just hoisted up there. Maybe one early at an expiration of a shot clock. But other than that, they make you work. And the thing that when you're a good team, you make the opponent work. Offensively for Carolina, I felt like we were just rushed. I mean, we talked about it just briefly during the broadcast, but it was one of those things where you felt like we knew that the double team was coming in the post. We knew that they were going to attack the shooters. We'd catch it, and maybe our footing wasn't right, or the pass was a little bit of a lob, and so we caught it late, and the defense is already starting to come to us. And then it was a rush. And we saw that scenario play out on several occasions today with our big guys. They got it inside, and by the time they caught it and tried to hurry up and get it up in the air because they thought they were in a position to do it, it'd get blocked. So I think that all of those things turn into the product that we have seen against the Virginia Ball Club, and I think a lot of the credit has to go to the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I can think of, a couple plays, and these just to an example of what Eric's talking about, not that these were critical plays within the game, but, for example, the late alley-oop to Walker Kessler, where he tried to catch it and shoot it all in one motion, where he had time. If he had just caught it, he can easily go back up and dunk it, had things played out that way, but you could tell he kind of felt like, okay, I've got to get this up. Or, we said this, I think, off the air. We were talking about Kerwin Walton having a little bit below par night for him, shooting-wise. Now, granted, he was the only Tar Heel to make a three, but 2 of 6 from 3. But he had some looks that you feel like when he shoots it, we feel pretty good but they were off the mark. But you also felt like maybe just a second faster on the mechanics of shooting that shot because he had not been used to having any daylight in this game. And so I think it's a great point that Carolina, it did feel like the Tar Heels, and I think Coach Williams talked a little bit about it too, just sped up a little bit, trying so hard to be successful when it was there, and that ended up being a detriment to what they were trying to do.
And I know we're not saying this because we want to turn into Virginia. I think that what we're saying is out of respect for how they play and how effectively they play. I'll give you another example. A three-point shooter on Virginia's team, you watch their spacing. And even in a situation where they're clumped together, pretty quickly out of that, somebody darts into a position where the offensive player with the ball has a wide open view of them. You think about the number of times that our big guys got double teamed every time on the pass. And so there's ways you double team on the pass, on the catch, on the move in the post. Virginia was coming on the pass. If I'm throwing to Jones and Jones is catching, as soon as I let go of the ball, that Hauser or Huff was going to the other one and double teaming the guy who's the receiver. And as you do that, you've got to have a wide open view of somebody who's in a position to catch and shoot, usually the opposite wing. It's very difficult when you are not anticipating that double team as an offensive player on the perimeter and you're lagging. If you're in process of getting to that position, you're too late. You've got to be there when Garrison or Armando or Dayron or Walker catches the ball, because they've got to be able to, as soon as they catch it, ship it out to your way, and then you have the wide open shot. It's not always that easy, but I think you have to be intentional with how fast you're moving, and you have to think, can he see me? And many times tonight on those double teams, the answer was no. They couldn't see it. They could not get the ball, and it resulted in passes. The one I'm thinking of right now, it was to R.J. Davis. It was a cross court. It was just the kind of angle I'm talking about, but it was one of those that hit the ground at his feet. He had to kind of fumble it to get it back up, and by the time he did, instead of having a wide-open three-pointer or a wide-open 18-footer, he had to try to drive to the basket, and now he's in there contested at the rim.
So 60-48, the final. Jody Zeugner here with us, really been working hard statistically to try to figure this out about the last time the Tar Heels have not had a double-figure score. So this is what, unofficially, what we think it is, the answer to that question. There was a 21-20 slow-down game in the ACC tournament in 1966 where Carolina faced Duke. The leading scorer for Carolina that day was John Yoakley with 6. The last time there was a game that was a non-quote-unquote slowdown game where you were intentionally milking the clock, we've gone back to 1949, January 22nd, 1949. Carolina lost at State significantly that night, 67-36, and the high scorer for the Tar Heels was Nemo Neerman with 8 points. So, again, those are unofficial, but we'd put Jody up against anybody when it comes to breaking down the stats. So, again, all the way back to 1966 in a slowdown game. If you're looking for a non-slowdown game, 1949. That the Tar Heels have had a game without a player in double figures. Again, Walker Kessler, the leading scorer tonight for Carolina. Now, some of that is the Heels played a bunch of guys, and, a bunch of guys scored some. Kessler had 8, Kessler had 9, Walton had 8, 7 for Baycott, 6 for Davis, 6 for Sharp. But just another example of some of the struggles that the Tar Heels had offensively this evening. Let's get to the LS Tractor difference-making player of the game, brought to you by LS Tractor. And the LS difference is about redefining what comes standard. LS Tractor gives you more standard features, more performance, more warranty, and more satisfaction for less money. See the LS difference today at lstractorusa.com. Got to go to Kessler. 9 points, 5 rebounds in just 12 minutes. And, Eric, I feel like we say this every couple of games when Walker Kessler kind of flashes. He's not there yet, but you can see what is there. And somebody who I think with a little bit of progression through the rest of this year, presumably in the offseason, moving into next year and beyond, he's somebody who's going to make a big impact for Carolina basketball. Just not quite there yet, but getting there.
Well, and you can see, we talked about a couple of times about games where he's diving on the ball or he's making a play that you think, that's smart. That's a smart play. You can tell when players understand the game, and Walker Kessler, just as tonight, when instead of taking kind of a looping roll to the basket, he'd go directly to the basket. Instead of, there are a number of examples where you can just tell the young man is coming along. He's a freshman, and it's hard, and it is tough to crack this lineup of a bunch of very successful big guys in Sharp, Kessler, and Baycott to name the 3 in front of him primarily, and he's coming along. So a tip of the hat to him to come into a tough environment, a very skilled front court that pushed the buttons with Hauser and Huff tonight, and he came in and he produced, and thank goodness he did. I mean, those 9 points were mighty important, and not to mention the fact that he's 3 of 4 from the foul line, which is better than anybody else was on the Carolina team tonight. Nobody else was more than 1 of 2. That was Brooks and Harris were both 1 of 2. Nobody else had a better percentage than Kessler from the line this evening.
Well, Eric, and this will be the last thing before we go to break and then let Dave figure or take you the rest of the way. I think this does highlight the importance of Carolina finding some more games to play with these games that have been postponed. Tar Heels were, with where Virginia is right now, where Carolina is right now, Tar Heels were the underdog tonight. Carolina's lost some home games where I think the Tar Heels, not that they guaranteed would win, but be favored to win. Clemson, although certainly we understand what Clemson did to the Tar Heels in Littlejohn. Miami in the Smith Center. If you have not heard, Carolina loses the game against Virginia Tech, and by lose I mean it's been postponed. The game that was scheduled for Tuesday with COVID problems within the Virginia Tech program, Carolina now has seen that game get postponed. The Tar Heels need these games, and it's starting to become really important for the Tar Heels to not just get these games rescheduled, but to get them rescheduled in the very near future because they're running out of time to play these games. And again, I know this sounds like complaining a little bit, but I do think it's worth mentioning. The Tar Heels have played 19 games and they've only played 6 times at home. That's a very strong imbalance. And so if you're Carolina, you've got to figure out a way to work with the ACC and get these games rescheduled because Tar Heels need to play.
Well, I think, and to your point, when you identify gaps in your performance, when you identify areas that you have to improve upon to continue to win important games, just as we talked about, this is the perfect opportunity to come back and get another game under your belt. And so now instead of that, you have a week where you can practice it and you can tell the blue team or the white team, do this in a particular situation to try and replicate it. But until you have the opponent doing it and you don't know it's coming, it's very hard to make it a reaction strike. And so to your what you just said, it is extremely important that Carolina plays. Obviously, there are a lot of teams that have games canceled and postponed who feel the very same way. But it is something that is important, and it proves particularly important when you're dealing with a young team like Carolina has.
Absolutely. So as of now, the next scheduled game for the Tar Heels is now next week against Louisville, next Saturday, a week from tonight, with the news that the Virginia Tech game had been postponed. Tar Heels have currently lost home games with Virginia, Miami, and Virginia Tech to postponement. Miami is not scheduled to play a game in the midweek this week. So we'll see if that marriage can be figured out here over the next couple of days and see if the Heels and the Canes can potentially meet up in Chapel Hill or if Carolina can figure out a way to get a game in because they, as we've said, have the Tuesday game learned right before tip-off tonight. That Tuesday game with Virginia Tech is officially postponed. Well, difficult night tonight for Carolina, 60-48, the final. Again, that big deficit early, 21-4, that the Tar Heels just could never get over the hump in fighting out of. Virginia now 15-3, 11-1, Heels 12-7, 7-5 in the ACC. We're going to take a break. Let Dave take you the rest of the way here on the Coke postgame report. Virginia wins it by 12 from Learfield, IMG College.
Tired of cooking at home? Change it up without getting up. Just order Jersey Mike's through our app for no-contact delivery or no-contact at-the-door pickup. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
From the mountains to the coast, 2.5 million North Carolinians are members of an electric cooperative. And as a co-op member, you are part of exciting efforts to build a brighter future in the Tar Heel State through new energy services, support for local communities, and innovative energy programs that make the electric grid more efficient and sustainable. Learn more at ncelectriccooperatives.com/brighter.
Tired of cooking at home? Change it up without getting up. Just order Jersey Mike's through our app for no-contact delivery or no-contact at-the-door pickup. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Look around you right now. How many signs do you see? Probably dozens. Signs let you know whether you've arrived or departed, and often are the first impression someone has of your business. At Southwood, we strive to create lasting first impressions and let your customers know they've arrived. Whether indoor or outdoor, we specialize in commercial, multifamily, and hospitality signage. Southwood has served the Carolinas for 50 years and is proud to be the trusted signage partner of the Tar Heels. Visit southwoodcorp.com to learn more.
Hey Carolina family, this is head football coach Mac Brown. As official sponsor of Carolina Athletics, Wells Fargo understands being a Tar Heel means there's no off season. With a Wells Fargo Tar Heels debit card, you can show off your Carolina pride no matter where you are. It's your colors, your team, your card. Visit wellsfargo.com and search Card Design Studio to learn more.
Copyright 2020 Wells Fargo Bank N.A. All rights reserved.
Live coverage of Carolina basketball continues after this.
There are so many insurance agencies here and there, but to find a dependable agency that you can trust, that would be Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency. They are your full-service agency offering auto, business, homeowners, health, and life. Maxwell B. Hamrick is an independent insurance agent. Call them today at 286-2384. They care about their customers, and it shows. Fully equipped staff are ready to help you and answer any questions you have about insurance policies. They're located at 119 Huntley Street in Spindale. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency, serving one satisfied customer at a time.
You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherfordton.
Up to close to 9 p.m. here on this Saturday evening as the Tar Heels really don't know what's next. Again, the Virginia Tech game, which was scheduled for Tuesday, announced it was postponed before we got things tipped off tonight. So at least according to the most recent schedule we have, Carolina's next game is slated for 1 week from now against Louisville, another program that's got some COVID issues, at 6 o'clock on the 20th. So, again, GoHeels.com and Carolina Basketball on Twitter, probably your two best places to see if and when the Tar Heels can get a game sometime between now and next Saturday. Let's introduce you to tonight's champion of the court, where we highlight our MVPs from the game, brought to you by UNC Health, dedicated to caring for champions of all kinds to help keep you in the game at your very best. See their lineup at unchealthcare.org/sports. We'll give this one to Walker Kessler. In just 12 minutes off the bench, Kessler had all 9 of his points in the second half, converting 3 of 5 shots from the floor, 3 of 4 at the free throw line. And for a guy that came into tonight's game shooting just 40% at the stripe, knocks down 3 of 4, grabs 5 rebounds, and really looked like he played well in stretches there for Carolina. So congratulations to Walker Kessler, our champion of the court. As far as our Coca-Cola play of the game, well, when you score 48, not a lot to choose from, but we dug down deep to find this one, and here's Jones with the call.
And 0 of 10 from 3, but they get an easy one there as they get it into Brooks for the two-handed dunk.
That was the Coca-Cola play of the game. 2 points there for Garrison Brooks, 2 of his 5, and 1 of his made field goals. When you're stocking up for game day, be sure to grab a Coke. Coca-Cola tastes better together. Go Tar Heels. Carolina drops to 7-5 now in the ACC, 12-7 on the season after dropping a 7th consecutive game to Virginia, 60-48. We'll press the pause button and come back with an updated look at the ACC standings, scores from the ACC and Top 25, plus more from Coach Williams in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner. Virginia beats Carolina by 12, 60-48 from Learfield, IMG College.
Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. You can't control other motorists, but you can control how you operate your vehicle. Avoid distractions while driving, like texting or checking social media. Brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/GoHeels.
To learn more, visit your local Trusted Choice Independent Agency, Insurance Service Associates in Forest City, or go to insureisa.com.
Owning an LS tractor is about a lot of things.
For me, it's about lift capacity.
It's about the hydraulics.
Owning an LS, it's about how well it's made.
Steel, baby. More features,
standard features.
It's about the land, making it better.
Having something to pass down.
It's about owning the best.
Find your local LS dealer at lstractorusa.com and see what it's about for you.
From star athletes to super fans, UNC Health is dedicated to caring for champions of all kinds. For you, the latest advancements and our greatest expertise are always in play to deliver personalized care with the utmost compassion. It's the kind of care that keeps champions like you and your family in the game when it matters the most. See our lineup at unchealthcare.org/sports.
Duke Energy is honored to recognize social justice and racial equity grantee Legal Aid of North Carolina for their work to address social justice and racial equity in our communities. In addition, Duke Energy is committed to overcoming racism in our state and has pledged to offer an annual social justice and racial equity grant cycle in North Carolina. Visit duke-energy.com/racial equity to learn more.
Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Hello, this is John Higgins with Smith's Drugs of Forest City. We are very excited to begin offering a rapid COVID-19 test, along with the COVID-19 vaccinations when Phase 2 begins. To find out more about these opportunities here at Smith's Drugs, please check out our website at www.smithsdrugsfc.com and our Facebook page for updates when testing and vaccinations will begin. We plan to schedule appointments for testing and the vaccination through our website, which will have links from our Facebook page. If you have any questions, please call us at 828-245-4591. Thank you, and we look forward to serving you here at Smith's Drugs of Forest City.
This is 100.9 FM and the mighty 590. The best of both worlds, Rutherfordton.
Virginia 60, Carolina 48. That's our final here on the Coca-Cola post-game report. The Tar Heels now 12-7, overall 7-5 in the ACC. We'll run through some other scores coming up here in a bit, but just a quick look at the ACC standings. And it's interesting, even with these postponements that Carolina has been a part of over the last couple of weeks, with the Virginia Tech game postponed on Tuesday, the Miami game postponed earlier this week, and a third postponement back in January. Carolina still played as many games in the ACC as any team save for Miami, who sits at 3-10. So the Tar Heels, despite the fact that these games haven't been played as scheduled or won't be played as scheduled, and the thing that really bites Carolina is that the three of them that have been postponed have all been home games. The Tar Heels still with just 6 home games played as we get past the midway point of February, and 20 games in. It is amazing that the Tar Heels have played just 6 home games so far to date. Of the other teams in the ACC, again, quickly, the standings now look like this. Virginia improves its lot now at 11-1. Florida State, with its earlier win today, sits at 7-2. Virginia Tech and Louisville, a couple of programs both on pause, and we're scheduled to play each other today, but that game obviously postponed. Virginia Tech is 8-3. Louisville is 6-3. Carolina now 7-5, still in 5th place going by the numbers, but Clemson and Syracuse both at 6-5. Pitt and Georgia Tech both 5-5. Duke is at 6-6, followed by 5-7 Notre Dame. State's 4-8. Wake Forest 3-9. Miami 3-10. Just ahead of Boston College at the bottom of the pile, 1-9. Those are your up-to-the-minute ACC standings. And, again, a quick reminder, nothing much is expected to change in the top half of the standings before we get to next week, because going by the games slated for tomorrow, here's what you can expect to see here. Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech at 4 o'clock. Again, 2 teams really tightly grouped in the middle of the pack, and then Miami and Notre Dame at 6 tomorrow. 2 teams playing sub-500 basketball in the ACC. So not much should be changing before we get to Monday when Virginia is back on the floor at Florida State. That'll be a challenging game for the Cavaliers, and it'll obviously be challenging for Florida State as well. But, again, advantage home team, despite the fact that it has been mostly empty arenas this year in the ACC. Of course, Florida State and the state of Florida, you could expect maybe a couple thousand folks at the Tucker Center for Virginia when the Cavs go to Tallahassee on Monday night at 7 o'clock. Tuesday's game between Carolina and Virginia Tech was the only game scheduled, so Tuesday looks like an open book right now for the Atlantic Coast Conference before things really get back into full swing on Wednesday. It's a noon tip on Wednesday between Boston College and Georgia Tech before your regularly scheduled later slate of games between State and Pittsburgh at 4:30, Syracuse and Louisville at 6:30, Clemson, Notre Dame at 7, Duke and Wake Forest at 8:30 on Wednesday night. So those are all games coming up later on this week, and time will tell if Carolina can get a game. Coach Williams, when he met the media the other day, seemed pretty adamant that he wants to play more games, whether they're ACC games or maybe other games, who's to say. But Coach Williams really desires to get some more basketball games under this team's collective belt. 60-48, Carolina falls tonight to Virginia. We'll run through the rest of the ACC and Top 25 scoreboard on the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard when we come back after this. Tar Heels fall by 12 to Virginia from Learfield IMG College.
Today tastes like movie night.
Okay, whose turn is it to choose?
And everyone's favorite hit, pizza and Coke. Today tastes like front row seats for all. Like cushions and popcorn. And counting the seconds.
Pizza's here.
Today tastes like a slice of the action.
Hey, hit the light.
Like we belong here and now. And it never tasted this good. Coca-Cola. Together tastes better.
With Harris Teeter's new Fuel Points program. Just use your VIC card every time you shop and you'll earn 1 fuel point for every $1 you spend on participating items. For every 100 fuel points you earn, you can save 10 cents per gallon on fuel purchases at any Harris Teeter fuel center and participating BP or Amoco location. The more fuel points you earn, the more you can save. Up to $1 per gallon. Terms and conditions apply. Visit harristeeter.com to learn more.
Duke Energy is honored to recognize social justice and racial equity grantee Mentor North Carolina for their work to address social justice and racial equity in our communities. In addition, Duke Energy is committed to overcoming racism in our state and has pledged to offer an annual social justice and racial equity grant cycle in North Carolina. Visit duke-energy.com/racial equity to learn more.
This is your home for the Tar Heels. The Tar Heels Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherfordton.
Hello, this is Dwayne Hunt with Insurance Service Associates. Are you on disability? Or maybe you're on Medicare? Or maybe both? Come see me, Dwayne Hunt at Insurance Service Associates, about a Medicare Advantage product brought to you by Humana. Please give me a call, 245-5301 at Insurance Service Associates, 127 East Trade Street, Forest City.
You know, there is a lot of misleading information about Medicaid eligibility. The Arledge Law Firm would like for you to know the truth. For instance, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your home. That's not true. Another one is, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. Again, not true. And this big one, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. Not true, not true, not true. Call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Kent Baldwin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm and get free consultation and learn the truth. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify for nursing home care and not lose everything you own. It's worth a call to Arledge Law Firm at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherfordton.
Carolina athletics. The Tar Heels fall to Virginia 60-48 on the North Carolina Farm Bureau scoreboard, but there are many other scores to get into, and let's strike up the music and start with other ACC activity. This afternoon, Wake Forest gave Florida State all it wanted. Game went to overtime, but FSU pulls out the 92-85 win over the Deacs. A little later on in the afternoon, Syracuse got a good test from Boston College, but the Orange hold off the Eagles 75-67. Duke was not tested in its trip to Raleigh, and a 69-53 win over North Carolina State proves positive that Duke bounces back after the couple of tough losses here as of late. One of those came to Carolina, 91-87, 1 week ago. It's interesting, Carolina goes from its highest scoring game, putting up 91 in that matchup against Duke, to its lowest scoring output, 48 points today against Virginia in that 60-48 loss. In the top 25, number 20 USC holds a 6-point halftime advantage at Washington State, 41-35. The Trojans lead the Cougars. Everything else has concluded. Number 1 Gonzaga takes apart San Francisco and wins 100-61. Indiana no match for number 4 Ohio State. The Buckeyes clobber the Hoosiers 78-59. Number 5 Villanova takes a spill at number 19 Creighton. The Blue Jays win 86-70 over the Wildcats. Arkansas springs the upset at number 10 Missouri in overtime. 86-81. The Hogs beat the Missouri Tigers. Georgia allows Alabama to score 115. The Tide, unconscious from three-point land, knocking down 18 of 30 trays. Shot 64% from the floor. Did the Crimson Tide en route to a 115-82 win against the Georgia Bulldogs. Double overtime affair in the Big 12. Number 12 Oklahoma gets the better of number 14 West Virginia, 91-90. And sticking with the Big 12, TCU falls at number 13 Texas, 70-55. How about Michigan State losing at home to number 15 Iowa by 30, 88-58. The Hawkeyes had a 46-27 halftime advantage and then cruised to the 30-point win against the Spartans. Another upset in the top 25. Number 16 Tennessee really couldn't keep up with LSU. The Tigers beat the Volunteers 78-65. Loyola Chicago improves to 18-3 with a good road win against Drake. Drake loses for just the second time this year, and it's an 81-54 spread as Loyola Chicago gets the W. Number 23 Oklahoma State, a home win over Kansas State, 67-60, and 25th-ranked Rutgers eases by Northwestern, 64-50. Congratulations to the Carolina men's tennis team clinching a berth in the Indoor Tennis Championship tomorrow night at 7:30. This after the Carolina women won a national title of their own last week. Carolina basketball team falls at Virginia 60-48. We'll hear from Coach Williams when we come back after this in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner from Learfield IMG College.
Hey, Carolina fans. Are you a diehard Tar Heel looking to show your support from home this year? Join the Rams Club and make an impact on the Carolina student athletes you cheer for on the field, on the court, or in competition. Rams Club memberships start at $25 and are for Tar Heels of all ages. You can join the fun by visiting ramsclub.com/join. Go Heels!
Every day in the U.S., more than 9 people are killed and 1,000 injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. You can't control other motorists, but you can control how you operate your vehicle. Avoid distractions while driving, like texting or checking social media. Brought to you by Trusted Choice Independent Insurance Agents of North Carolina. Learn more at trustedchoice.com/Go Heels.
To learn more, visit your local Trusted Choice Independent Agency, Insurance Service Associates in Forest City, or go to insureisa.com.
Catches it, the spin move, drop step to the baseline. Two-handed jam. Steps back for 3. Nailed it from way downtown. Drives the lane, kaboom, count it, and gets the foul. Are you kidding me?
Keep the excitement of game day going in a Nissan with game-changing tech that makes every drive as exciting as a game-winning buzzer beater. Get to Nissan, proud partner of Carolina Athletics.
Ball continues after this.
Nobody gets a better deal than the customers of Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. They continue to strive hard to keep that honor. Come on in and see for yourself. Take a look at the all-new design 2021 F-150 or reserve an all-new 2021 Bronco coming in the spring. Don't miss out on the automobile you've been wanting at the Sisk Family Ford price. Take your pick while the picking is good on Oak Street in Forest City.
There are so many insurance agencies here and there, but to find a dependable agency that you can trust, that would be Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency. They are your full-service agency offering auto, business, homeowners, health, and life. Maxwell B. Hamrick is an independent insurance agent. Call them today at 286-2384. They care about their customers, and it shows. Fully equipped staff are ready to help you and answer any questions you have about insurance policies. They're located at 119 Huntley Street in Spindale. Maxwell B. Hamrick Insurance Agency, serving one satisfied customer at a time.
Thank you, first responders! Thank you, first responders! Love you! Mwah.
Be safe, look after yourself, and look after one another.
Text BRAVE to 24365 to find out how you can help today.
This is Jones Angel, voice of the Tar Heels. And no doubt, this is WCAB, the most sports for the foothills.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield IMG College under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of North Carolina. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield IMG College. Announcers are provided by Learfield IMG College and approved by the university.
Carolina falls on the road to Virginia 60-48. As Coach Williams met reporters in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner after the game. We'll hear those comments after we pause 10 seconds for a station ID. Just crossing over the top of the hour, 10 seconds down the lines on the Tar Heel Sports Network.
It is just after 9 o'clock, and you are listening to the Tar Heels postgame show on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB Rutherfordton, under cloudy skies.
Virginia beats Carolina
degrees.
by 12, 60-48, and after the game, Coach Williams answered reporters' questions in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner.
The effort that Virginia's bigs did in finding open threes.
Not a very good job, Kip. A lot of them came when screens on the ball, and we didn't communicate the way we'd like to communicate. So either a big guy or the point guard is guarding them out there instead of one guy chasing the point guard and the other guy guarding nobody, being caught in between. So we did a very poor job of that. It's hard to simulate that in practice. We don't have a 4 and 5 man on the blue team that can go out there and make all those shots like they did, 4 for 6 and 3 for 5. You know, your big guys are 7 for 11 from the 3-point line and 6 for 9 from a free throw line. So it was not a good job for us. We didn't do what we wanted to do defensively, and they're hard to guard and those kind of things, but we got to do better.
BL? Roy, how much of that, the first 10 minutes of the game, not being able to knock down shots, how much of that had to do with Virginia defensively? I mean, your guys just kind of getting acclimated to playing against how they play that pack line.
Well, I think their defense is always good, but, Garrison is 0 for 3 the first couple of minutes, and they're all 3 shots that we see him make. Leakey missed a wide-open 3 with nobody within 10 feet of him, and Leakey missed about a 15-footer. Mondo went in. I think he missed his first shot inside there, too. So we needed to make some of those to make us feel like we were still going to be in the game, and they missed their first 3, I think, but and their next 2 shots were both threes, and the only field goal we had where Caleb had the dunk after the turnover down there. So, yeah, we needed to make some of those early, and would have helped us, to say the least.
So that's Coach Williams after the game in the Continental Tire Coach's Corner. And, again, we were searching for notes on when the Tar Heels' last game was without a player in double figures. This has just come from Steve Kirshner, echoing what Jody Zeugner had a little earlier. Walker Kessler leading Carolina in scoring with 9 points. was as good as it got for the Tar Heels individually. The last time no Tar Heels scored in double figures, March 4th, 1966, in a 21-20 loss to Duke in the ACC tournament in Raleigh. Carolina's highest score in that game, John Yoakley, with 6. So historic game for Carolina, and unfortunately it's historic for all the wrong reasons. Carolina held to a season low in points, a season low in points and a half, and a season low in field goal percentage. So we'll see when the Tar Heels get back out on the floor again, and GoHeels.com, probably your best place to see what's happening with the Carolina basketball schedule in light of the Virginia Tech game on Tuesday being postponed. That'll wrap things up here tonight for us. Our broadcast, as always, produced by Tar Heel Sports Properties, a property of Learfield IMG College. Our general manager is Chuck Schrader. Network manager Phil Brame. The network coordinator is Evan Williamson. Our thanks to Chief Network Engineer Ben Alexander. John Essick back in the studio, and Jody Zoigner providing the statistics. For Jones Angel, Eric Montross, Adam Lucas, and the rest of our crew, my name is Dave Nathan, reminding you that our next broadcast begins with the Reed's Jewelers pregame show, and as the schedule sits right now, that'll be 5 o'clock on Saturday against Louisville, but again, things very subject to change. Again, our final score here tonight, Virginia 60, Carolina 48, and you heard it all right here on the Tar Heel Sports Network.
Carolina basketball has been brought to you by Granville Towers, the place to be at UNC. State Farm, when you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Wells Fargo, official retail bank sponsor of Carolina Athletics. The preceding has been a Learfield IMG College presentation of the Tar Heel Sports Network.
McCurry-Dake Motors has been providing the stylish Buick for families for generations. Come browse a new selection and you'll find the car that everybody's talking about. The family-owned dealership is deeply entrenched in our community. They understand the needs of the customers and will work with them to find the perfect car, truck, or crossover for their lives. Experience the new Buick at McCurry-Dake Motors. Take a look around the website to learn more about everything offered at McCurry-Dake Motors, 1740 U.S. Highway 74A, Forest City.
Justice, Rosenbluth, LT, Jordan, Hansbrough, Geo. This is Jones Angel, voice of the Tar Heels. Certain names in Tar Heel athletics resonate across generations, bringing to mind an unmatched commitment to excellence. When someone mentions Smith's Drugs of Forest City, I think of a similar commitment to excellence. Since 1939, Smith's Drugs has served Rutherford County with the highest quality customer service and care. The friendly staff at Smith's Drugs not only provides you with prompt service, they give you the individual attention needed to understand your medication and how it works. This same level of care is exhibited by the staff in the Smith's Drugs Home Medical Equipment Department. And don't forget about the old-fashioned soda fountain, where you'll be served up the best pimento cheese sandwich in North Carolina. Call on Smith's Drugs of Forest City at 828-245-4591, located at 139 East Main Street in downtown Forest City, where they've been putting the customer first since 1939.
Get the first weather forecast at 6:05 here on 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherfordton.